Hello everyone, welcome to the Lost Harbor Tavern, and specifically, the Rum and Harbor campaign. I'm your host and your DM today, Nitsify. We have a few people here, and I'm also going to mention that there is a chair that is missing. Person in a chair that's not really there. I could probably actually move Ethan's PNG eventually over to that table, but I'll do that a different day. Not today. I forgot to do it.
Like the frog in a box on the chair.
You gotta sit. You gotta sit. Either Ethan finally gets to sit down, or the box is finally going in a chair. But that being said, we are missing a member, as you may see, as Dylan is no longer part of the podcast. He has chosen to bow out of it after some things. We are going to keep that private. If he wishes to speak about it, he can, and then in return, we will do so as the same. But until then, it will stay under wraps. That being said, we will be continuing on. Now we do have a few people here. Fun fact, we have Ublex, played by Isa.
I did 6 hours of overtime today. It was pretty awesome. It went by so fast.
6 hours?
Yeah, it was easy.
Jeez. I mean, you do forklift stuff, right? So that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Yeah, it went by so quick.
Yeah. And then we've got we have Reed, who plays Usagi.
Hello.
We also have Acrid, who plays Loki.
Hi.
Rest in peace, Mollis. You will be missed. And we
Yeah, no, really.
and we have Anya, who plays Lindry. Also nice.
Hi.
Yeah.
I have queso
Queso.
and pretzels.
Hell yeah. Sounds good.
I also haven't eaten yet today, so I'm gonna be munching.
Oh, that's
I
completely
apologize
fine.
for nothing.
Yes.
Nah, you're good. You're good. If you want snacks, you can bring them. I'm not going to be a DM that's like, no drinks, no food, no water, no oxygen. I don't do that.
Oh, thank God, I've been eating during
Alright,
all
bitch,
these
I'll
campaigns.
stop breathing.
Dude,
It's just that forewarning of if it takes me a second to respond, that's probably why.
No, that's valid. It's completely valid. Just a quick little reminder, by the way, for everybody that's been, just in case like maybe you forgot about the last session, because that has been a bit. We missed a week because someone was on vacay, and we needed people here for this next session, since we're having to write a character out. So, in case you may remember, in the last session, you guys did a mock battle with a rather strong pirate crew known as the Jackal Pirates, which is run by Captain Jackal, who would have guessed. But essentially,
Wild.
besides that, Moz got pulled out of the timeline and got replaced. As Loki came into play, getting pulled in by Yanessa. So Moz is no longer with us, but Loki has basically been pushed by a god, being like, hey, they're missing spot, take over. Alright, bye.
His exact reaction. Okay.
Divine intervention, gotta love it at its finest. But
Go here, bitch.
Yep. Besides that, a bunch of little conversations happened afterwards. You guys got to learn some information, some lore from Captain Jackal. As at the end of the day, he wasn't trying to kill you guys. It was just a mock battle, and yeah, that sort of thing. And you got some information, some stuff went down, a little bit of drama as always. Nothing new for the Rum and Harbor campaign at this point. And yeah,
Unwanted drama.
Yep. We were ending off the campaign, like, right near the end of the night. So, we are going to pick it up early morning.
Alright.
And, actually, not even early morning. Middle of the night, I'm going to be honest. Yeah. As you will begin to hear, and I want to mention, just so you guys have kind of got to an understanding, Benjamin normally stays in the crow's nest, essentially, during the day. And then it's been Varara up there during night. That's normally how the shift goes, unless for some reason Benjamin, is feeling off that day, or Varara needs working on. In that case, the other one takes over and ends up doing more hours than what they normally do, type of thing.
Yeah.
You would hear these, like, alarm sirens start going off, which you can probably put two together. It's probably Varara's system going off. Like, oh shit, something's happening.
Okay.
I'll be real. All of you would I'm imagining all of you would probably rush up to the front. I would imagine, up to the front deck. Yeah, it's a bit alarming.
This is a little thing that technically is revealed right here, actually, right now.
Yeah.
Loki, because he isn't technically part of the crew,
Yeah.
he's just here. He was just sleeping on the top deck, just like using the stair as cover from the wind. So he's just sitting on the floor, so he just stands up.
Here and Miko come flying up.
Oh,
Usagi, are you a heavy sleeper?
yes.
I mean,
Okay, so you. No, I'm not gonna make you roll for it. This one's a little bit more on the important side. I'll say this is one of those things where, fun fact, if you're a heavy sleeper character, this is something I like to do for characters. I like to give the idea of like, all right, if you're a heavy sleeper, you might have disadvantage when catching on some perceptions, and if you're a light sleeper, you might be really quick to pick up on things. If you're a heavy sleeper, later on in the future, I might keep that in mind just for a heads up. But yeah, no. So this is like one of the few times where that alarm immediately springing you to your feet.
I was gonna say, if you leave the door open, Miko can literally go in, pick you up, and carry you out.
Yeah, that would probably be more convenient way.
Yeah.
What's that?
Miko's just got hold of your shirt by the back, and he's just running up, carrying you.
You could.
At least Miko doesn't hate you. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
that's
that means
just
he's being considerate and grabbing you.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's not.
It's also kind of that thing of an alarm. That's a sign of something going wrong. Everybody needs to be.
Yeah, I'm awake. I'm awake. Oh God! What happened now?
All right, what happened, DM?
Well, I'm about to let you know. Also, Ublex, you are. Where do you don't sleep in the kitchen? No, you don't. You have your room. Yeah, you slide your way out of your room. I'm gonna be real. You definitely hear this. You're in a bed. Yeah, you're like. I feel like you're one of the few people that have like a fucking. You know those. God, what do you call it? Well, actually, no. You've already no. You literally said you just have like a simple bed. You went like minimalistic approach for Ublex, didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
So you have to slow, like sliming off. I fucking love that. I forgot about that. Right? Yeah. So yeah, you just kind of like slime your way down and start going over, going up to the upstairs, just kind of falling behind Miku. But
Miko literally sits there, still holding Usagi by the back of the collar.
Wait, did you say Miku?
Hatsune Miku.
Holy shit!
Miko.
Oh man.
Honey will fight if you say the name wrong.
My bad.
We're gonna do what we did to Usagi.
Dude,
I'm awake. What happened? Great.
Yeah. So
you try to move Usagi?
Aren't I still in? You could put me down now.
Miko just lowers his head and drops you.
I don't know what happens.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
as you get dropped,
What?
everybody died. No.
What? Oh no.
Dude, campaign thing, guys. All right, let's pack it up, everybody.
Oh, shit.
No.
Aww.
So you see up near the front deck. Ignore the icons of where I have them put on the maps and everything. It's just that's where people probably be like later on the day. It's just not right now. Essentially up in the front deck, everybody else is kind of like piling up from like behind you guys because everybody's essentially having to get out of their beds, that sort of thing. Except Gildart, who is still at the fucking wheel because it's Gildart.
Legend.
Yeah, the legend. Yeah.
Wait, I do need to check something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have my answer. That was just something in the background for Loki.
Oh, okay, cool. So you can see that. Varara has been screaming off. Loki, you would probably be the first one to see this because you were already up on the top deck. Everybody else would very quickly soon after see this. Loki, you've never seen this person before. For everybody else, you've definitely seen this person before. You see this black gaseous figure.
Oh God, not you!
With a dark purple robe.
Son of a bitch! I'm just gonna.
Can I roll a history check?
Go for it.
No, I'm not going. Oh, it was.
As you see Limius.
Oh, this fuck nugget again.
He's back, baby. What's that roll, by the way? What's that roll, real quick?
I will grab his history. I know Loki's. I don't think Loki's. He's got a decent history, plus because he's.
Mm-hmm.
He has a dirty 11, but
yeah.
He rolled a 6. Like he has.
He rolled very poorly. He's not awake yet.
That's not a good one. Yeah, no, I'm gonna be real. It's one of those things where it's like you can see the face and you're like, it's a shade. Okay.
I don't want to fuck with you. I don't.
Yeah. So you would hear him like, and something that I'm going to mention this before I start actually doing the voice. Something that you would notice is that in his right hand is unconscious Chrono, as he's essentially holding him like essentially his like Chrono's face and body facing towards you guys. He's holding him from the back of the neck,
Hmm.
and
Huh.
he would look to the group, and he would just go, "Well, isn't this delightful?" They all woke up. "Hello, I see that we have a new person, or a few new people since last time. I am Limius. Let me make something quite clear. I will continue to give my lifelines to the ones who have earned it, because I find them funny. But you see, this one right here," and he kind of just like lifts Chrono up a bit and just kind of like shakes them in almost like a dangling motion. And
Oh,
he would just
boy.
go, "This one. Well, he served his purpose, and I have no use for him now. The Navy declared him captain, and your crew, this crew, chose to go along with it. Which wasn't quite what I had in mind, but it doesn't matter, does it? At the end of the day, I'm sure you can find another captain. Maybe one that'll lead you down a different route. Fact is, he has something that I gave to him a long time ago, and now that he's been able to let it fester and nurture, it's time I get it back. Did he ever tell you about the apple on the tree stump? In the middle of daylight, too perfect to exist. It would be a shame if it was made by someone, not by God. Rather odd, isn't it? That the god fruits, made by the gods, suddenly one appears and the gods don't know who made it. Interesting, isn't it?
Excuse me.
Oh,
Ugh.
So,
Ugh. Excuse me.
essentially, he was my testing experiment to see if it would be safe. After all, messing with magic that shouldn't be trifled with like time. That's a dangerous one to mess with. So I wanted to have a test rabbit. But it's gotten his time to shine. And you'd see him lift Chrono up
Oh boy.
as high into the sky. And for everyone in that angle, you were essentially seeing his body being shone in by the moonlight. One of the 3 moons of the sky essentially being right enraptured right behind his neck.
Okay.
As you would see, Limius pull out a sword that you've never actually seen him carry around with him. He summons it via portal. It's this red and blue swirling portal. As he pulls out this almost gem, this almost ruby red, gem material created sword. Like a long sword of sorts. As you see him stab it into Chrono's chest, and you see this blue magic begin to swirl into it. And you see as that time magic that had been keeping Chrono alive begins to fade. As if his face had, naturally stayed, not really any wrinkles, that sort of thing. The only thing that really showed any form of time affecting him was his hair, the color of his hair, which had then later on been redone by Ebi, as it had now been colored. All that fades as it goes gray rather quickly, and then you see the hair begin to fall out of his head. The skin begins to sag, becomes wrinkly, until eventually it begins to peel off of his body. Muscle being shown, as the muscle would begin to decay rapidly. And within not even a minute, all you see is a skeleton.
Oh.
And you'd see him toss the skeleton to the floor, and as the skeleton hits the floor, it becomes ash.
Oh, that.
And you'd see him just kind of grab the blade and present the blade directly towards the lot of you. And place his hand onto the blade and slide it across, as you see that blue energy transfer to his body.
Oh, great.
And you can see him place the sword back into the portal and look to you and just go, well, I look forward to seeing where you go. After all, one of you still has my tether, so I will be watching, you soggy.
Oh, great.
Enjoy your time.
Oh, don't name me.
After all, if you die, I'm the one that's saving you. I see you have a deal with a god, an eldritch god. And sure, she's your final lifeline, as you gave your soul to her. I don't mind. But understand, on your first death, other gods or the deities that you have a lifeline with will always be first to revive you before the one with your soul. Unless you find another patron of sorts, I'll be the one reviving you. I look forward to seeing you. Now, if you excuse me, I have something to bid adieu. And a few people to mess with. Oh, and an island, I guess, too. Au revoir. And you see him bow as everything gets covered into a black smoke. It lasts around the ship for 5 minutes, and when it stops, he is gone.
Oh, good. He left it. Oh, good. He left.
Oh well, nothing lost.
What
I
in
was
the
afraid-
hell was that?
Three
That's-
very different
that's-
responses.
That one. That one was the one that dragged together the four of us, the four original crew members, for some as yet unclear purpose, and I try to avoid him if at all possible. I don't like him.
Well, he did something I was probably gonna do anyways, so I don't mind. Oh well.
So he just shrugs.
I never want
Although-
to kill anyone, but he, after a certain point, was asking for it.
Although the real question is,
But now,
something's stirring in Usagi's brain. Who's going to be the captain now? Both the
Yep.
oh
Loki would turn towards the whole crew, effectively. He's just saying, like,
yeah.
well, I'm gonna be honest. I've been on a lot of pirate crews, and I know how this sort of system is supposed to work. It's up to the crew who's captain. It's not a decision made lightly.
You have the morality of a pigeon
Not me.
sometimes.
Not me. Not me, please. I know enough to know that I wouldn't be fit for it.
Hey, at least you're being honest.
Loki would sit there and just like, fair. It's the thing of Loki isn't. It's very clear to everyone Loki isn't gunning for it, but he has at least mentioned
He just shrugs.
been on a lot of crews.
Yeah.
Look, I know I'm new, but if there's no other option until the crew decides someone better, I will.
I would not. I would vote for her. Points to Lindry.
Why me?
Because you're competent. Because you're competent and have a better head on your shoulders than most people here.
As long as I'm not captain, I'm okay.
So,
Don't
The chef.
make
What
me captain. I just want to cook
so
and find my kid, but
all right.
I can't
So
leave for shit.
we've got 2 people the crew can vote for then.
Yep.
Effectively.
So essentially, what I'll do, since it's being boiled down to a crew vote, players can obviously vote as well, like how you saw get sent for Landry. I don't know if Ubux is going to vote by the sounds of it.
Ublex might have to if it's a tie.
If it does
Have
become a
to
tie,
vote.
you might have to do it. But I am going.
Yeah. I hope it doesn't turn into a tie.
All right, I'm going to keep this into
Wait,
a
what
track.
I just realized what happened to Chrono's stuff.
That's all fucking gone.
Damn it!
Yeah.
All of it?
Yep.
Wait, that includes the Fae ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Oh shit.
Oh well.
no.
So we're not
Yeah,
gonna
well.
see the Fae now, guys.
Oh man. But
If we end up going near there and we don't have the Fae ticket, there's a chance we could be killed.
might be a rough
What
one.
else? What else is new? What else is new?
Y'all got a ticket? Oh, that circus was cool.
No.
Fucking love-
Can we focus on the other thing, please?
I mean, y'all mentioned it.
I mean, yes, but
Okay.
It's just so
okay.
fucking Loki just
Right.
vibes in with his own
Right,
little
well-
shit.
So,
right. What? well,
Who's this
yeah.
Loki guy?
That is the kitsune.
That's just Ublex in character.
Fair.
I know
Yusa
it's
wasn't
Loki.
here! Ublex wasn't here!
Oh, hi.
Yeah.
Wait, who
Yeah.
are you? I don't know you.
Don't worry. So I'm about to get to this. I did not actually get to do this. So
Let's look you.
I want to mention this, right? So before all this stuff happened, Ublex, right before that fight happened, you felt you heard a cannon fire while you were in the kitchen, right? You then heard, you're like, oh my god, there's kitchen fire. I need to go deal with that. You started making your way out of the kitchen, right? Like this is the day before, and your body collapses in on itself as reality shifts,
Oh,
and you end up going through a water plane as your body absorbed 15 feet of water in the process. And then you end up in a random building. And you don't know why, but you feel really compelled to look out the window and to just fire some beams. So you bash, you go up to the door and you accidentally, to the window, and you accidentally break the entire wall in the process. And then you start firing. You see these 3 people, this group of people fighting this one guy. He's using these peppermint made shields that are floating around him. You can see this fire elemental fighting, and this Darla and this mimic just fighting and going at this one guy. And you just shoot 4 fucking beams at this guy, and then your body folds back in on itself. And then
I went on an adventure.
right before this bit happened, right as this happened, right? You then felt yourself going through that water area again, but you felt almost as if your body then went into a heat area, almost like a fire plane. So you felt all that water that was in your body fucking just evaporate. So you're back to your normal size, and then you fall back into your bed unconscious. You woke back up. You found the Lemmius thing happening, and right as you said what you just said, your body folds back in on reality again. You feel yourself falling through the sky, and you can see, you're maybe 200-300 feet up in the air, and you're just coming flying down, and you go through a cloud or two, causing you to gain more absorption again, so you're back to 10 feet now of water. As you come splatting down on the ground, and you're freaking out. You're flailing your arms just out of pure panic, right? And you can see there's this little Challen lady, just kind of she's minding her business. She's having the best life, right? I'm talking her life, amazing. And Acrid, can you send me that image real quick? Because I can't seem to find it.
I'll grab the image.
Yeah, please
Oh,
do,
no.
please do.
I will send it into the chat. Keep going.
Yeah. So as you like start falling down towards this lady, you're like freaking out, and as you begin to collide into her, you essentially like grab onto her shoulder, and she starts freaking out. She's like, huh? And you can see that she's beginning to cast something out of like panic, and then as it happens, your body collapses in, taking her with you. Now I'm going to also put this image up on OBS because I forgot to actually get it up onto OBS.
Have you seen this person before?
Oh, absolutely not. This, in fact, I'll go let you know, this is in a completely fucking dimension. That this lady is from, that you just landed into. I'll be straight up honest.
What's going on?
And you want to know how you would know that, by the way, Ublex, that this is a completely different place? The sky is pink.
Oh boy.
What?
The sky is pink. And the sky's red, not the sky's red. The sky's pink and the sun's red. But you landed on this like kind of like beigeish color. I don't really know what that beige color is for that type of colored fur, but with white. I don't know what color that is. Like a orange, yellowish, like a very palish.
It's
orange.
cream colored.
Yeah, like a cream and white colored, like spotted leopard Shaolin person, essentially, which is like a tabaxi variant. Blue, like bright blue eyes, like kind of like Gojo eyes. She has this white silvery hair that goes like halfway down her back, and she has this thing that you can pick up. She's probably either from a colder area, or she might just naturally be a cold person. Because she's wearing this like heavy, like dark green, kind of aqua greenish like jacket with this like white fluffy fur lining that goes across it, and there's just like some black pants that was probably used for like adventure, because she seems to have like a little sack that she carries some stuff in. And then she has this like blue flower just tucked underneath her left ear, and this like black bushy eyebrows. Very, very like, very like well done makeup. So probably with an entertainer or something. It's just kind of like the idea you might be able to get just straight off the bat with how she was taking care of herself. And essentially, you're falling back into your world. You go back through the fire plane, back through the water plane. She like literally gets like singed to a degree, and then she's getting soaked to a degree, and then she's back into your world again, and you fall back onto the ship. For everybody else, this happened within like 2 seconds. As now Ublex comes back into the reality, 10 feet of water built into them. Actually, no, you evaporated, and then you have collected because of the water plane you went through. So now you're at 15 feet of water in you. So that's 18 feet tall again. So you're large again. But now you've got this like Shaolin that you're just on top of. She is like face down in the fucking wooden plank on like the floor.
Oh my god, there's somebody under me.
Pirlo runs over to see what the fuck just happened.
I'm stressed the fuck out, man.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, Kirla, you can see that. You can see that, like, because you can still see through Ublex. They're kind of transparent. You can see, like, it's kind of fuzzy, but you can see this Shaolin lady just, like, face down. Like, she's got a bit of an hourglass, kind of a slender hourglass person, but she's just, like, face down in, like, the wood floor because Ublex is directly on top of her.
Pirla immediately just, oh my god, Ublex, are you okay? Shit, you're on somebody!
There's a woman under me.
What in God's name are you?
What?
Did you just
person?
Did you try? Did you really? Is this your new girlfriend or something?
I don't have a girlfriend.
You soggy, calm
I don't have a
down.
girlfriend.
Be nice.
I don't notice women. I don't like furry creatures. Okay, let's get this straight.
Everybody's gotta know Ublex isn't a furry.
Ublex turns around, draws a gun, puts it to Usagi's head. Do not accuse me.
Jeez!
I just met the woman too. She didn't even take me to dinner out first. I didn't even take her out for dinner. I just grabbed. What?
It was a jet.
Ublex, calm down. Take a breath.
I don't know what happened.
It was merely a
Ublex.
it was,
If Loki
It was me.
can, he's gonna drag this girl. He's gonna like try to move her out from underneath Ublex.
it was merely a jet. It was merely a jest. Calm down.
Figure out what happened, but first we need to make sure this poor woman is okay.
Dude, again, I love how it is a mixture of chaos. Because just Usagi like, hey, no, it was Jeff. It's fine. I'm joking. It's okay. Everybody else, panic.
Here was just
Hi, I'm sorry for accidentally grabbing you. I think I grabbed you from a different dimension. This is not your place. You need to
Yeah.
go home. I don't know how to
Yeah.
take you home.
She is like essentially like at this point you can see she is like gotten up, sat up, and then kind of just like pressed against the board area of the ship, like the rails. Like, where am I? What happened? Why? Who are you? Who are all you? Where am I? What is this?
calm down, take a breath.
I'm gonna be real. Loki just takes a seat like I'm not getting any closer because this lady might attack me.
Yeah, you can see she actively has like a hand up, and there is some form of ice magic that is like forming. Like she is like just kind of like basically like just constantly changing like who she's pointing at. Like, what is going on? Why?
Okay.
What are you? She kind of like looks at the fucking plasmoid.
Can I explain?
Yes.
I can try. Alright, please stop pointing your magic at me. I'm not going to hurt you.
She like very slowly brings it down.
So, from what I watched, because I was looking at a chef, I think that's the chef.
That's the
It's
chef.
just he guesstimate. Like he was like, I just saw her first time ever. Like he doesn't say that, but that is the canon. He's like, we watched her kind of collapse on herself and disappear, and then about 2 seconds later she appeared at the size she is because she absorbed water or something, and now you're here. I can take you to my goddess and try to get you back.
That would probably be good. The world. Am I in the same world? Where am I? Is this just a different island? No, it's not an island.
I
It's a
don't.
ship.
This
No,
is a different world.
ship. This is probably a different world, considering that looks like reality.
Different world. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No, reality. You know this. Yeah. No, of course. Yeah. Because the person that I was supposed to be helping messes with reality magic. Right. Was it something with that, or was it something else? Why was that person? Okay.
This might be random. Would you like me to take you to my god now?
Yes. I don't know. This is a different world. I don't know if my god is here.
I think my goddess might be able to help you. Loki looks at everyone else, and it's just that look of, I will be back. And he just...
Okay. So we're gonna do that real quick. So you head to your god.
I head to Yanessa, and I'm taking... it's like that Loki's like slowly walks up like, don't attack me. I need to meditate. You need to be near me.
Yep.
Like, he definitely takes a few steps, waits a second, and then keeps walking forward.
Okay,
It's
yeah. She'll let you.
Yeah.
There is
But-
definitely like when you start reaching to her, because you do have to put like a hand on her to be able to bring her in meditation with you. There is definitely that flinch of like, okay.
I feel like this is a completely valid reaction from Loki to go, no, you're panicking. I want you off this boat because you might blow it up. I don't know what magic you have.
That's fair.
You might turn into a bomb. I don't know.
It's fair.
So he'd take her to Ganessa.
Okay.
Like, so they appear in the blood hallway, and
Yeah.
he opens the door, and it's like, he's like, Miss Yanessa.
How do you open the door?
He'd probably just open it the correct way.
Okay. Do you push or pull?
A hit bomb.
Okay. Yeah. It flies open.
I understand how this door works. This is the only door he'd hit bomb because he's like, this is not an option.
Yep. Not with ours.
He was like, Miss Yanessa,
Oh, hi, Loki. How's the ship?
I'll get to that. That's a whole different problem.
Okay.
But I have there's a lot that happened in like 8 hours. Well, I did not catch your name, but I didn't. She got yanked. Yeah, hi. She got yanked into our world by the slime. I don't know her name yet. Or its name.
Ooblex. Yes, I found that specimen rather interesting.
Grand. So the slime Ublex collapsed on herself, vanished, and then, like 2 seconds later, reappeared like 15 feet bigger and was crushing her. She's talking about being from a different world where the sky's pink.
Where the sky's pink. Oh, I know where you're from. Okay, come here. And you just see Katya, like, she, like, waves to Katya, like, come on, come to me. And Katya just stands there, like, I don't, like, she gives you a look, Loki, like, do I go?
He looks at her like, do you want to go home?
she slowly makes her way over to Kikas, to Yanessa.
Kikas.
Yeah, Kikas is here, hi. So she's at one of the poles, just kind of like dancing. She's having fun. But
Loki is just fucking like, why is a god here? What the fuck?
She's chilling, man. Don't bother her.
She won't.
Don't
Trying to live.
Yeah. You see Yanessa just go, alright, this won't hurt, I think. And then she boops her, and you see her body just collapse in on itself.
So we're good?
She's good. She's from a different world. That world's falling apart. They might need that sorceress.
Ah.
Yes.
Alrighty. Well, I'm happy to help. She nearly fired magic at me out of panic. I figured it'd be better to bring her to you.
Yes, I can see that being a valid response for both sides. They are in a world where things are falling apart rapidly. So, I understand.
That makes sense.
Either way, you have a voting to go do, so bye. And she fucking hip bumps you through the door. As you get some ragdolling.
Do I ragdoll in the real world? Does momentum carry?
Oh yeah, no. So I want to
You just roll backwards.
So here's what happens, right? You're like, you did this meditation standing up. Because there was a thing that you sat down, she might have been like, magic. Like, you really didn't take any chances. You just...
I mean, it's fair.
Yeah. You, like, essentially tumble back. You go, like, you do, like, 2 full, like, tumbleweed circles, essentially backwards. And then you catch yourself. So essentially, like, 10 feet back, like, okay.
I return.
Hero just has this look of, so how'd it go? How is Yanessa?
Loki stands there, looks to the left, looks to the right, looks behind him. Alright, she's gone. That was sorted.
Sort of. That's what you need to know.
Yeah.
Alright.
Apparently,
Thank you for taking her back.
Falling apart.
Thank you. I didn't mean to grab her. She just happened to be in the way, and I was fat as fuck at the time, so...
Okay.
I need to compress myself.
Dude, you just like go downstairs while everybody's doing the voting to keep
Yeah.
Okay.
Um.
Oh man. Alright, so I'm gonna be real. Because the 2 people that ran for captain are like fairly new people, there are like a few people that might already have an opinion on who they'd naturally vote for, but I'm gonna be real, there are definitely NPCs that are actually just gonna be rolling for who they vote for.
Because they don't give a shit? Okay.
Well, it's because some people either don't give a shit, or 2, considering they haven't known Lindry or Loki that long, there's not a lot to jump off of.
Is anybody gonna vote for me? That is a legitimate question.
Well, I'll be real. There was someone that would have voted for you, but you actively went.
It's Yori, isn't it?
Yeah. Yori, and actually, there's one other person because he's actually gotten to see you actually go out of your way to start changing yourself.
Yeah, the problem is I'm too much of a chicken shit to be a, leader.
Yeah. But since you already said like, hey, not me, they won't vote for you. So I'm just letting you know.
Understandable.
But I will let you know, just so you as a player actually can know, the 2 people that would have voted for you is Yori, funny enough.
Figured.
And funny enough, the other person you might actually find interesting, Gildart would have.
Really?
Because Gildart is a big person of action matters. So he's that person where he's like, he sends stuff to you, and he actually saw you act on it. So that's why he was like, okay, no, that's good, I like that.
I could always be the vice captain.
That's an option. You just gotta get appointed by whoever gets chosen as captain.
Wait, now I'm
Alright.
curious to see what I voted for Ublex.
So, Benjamin, this is not a roll for him. You'd see him vote for Lindry. So that's 2 for Lindry, because Usagi also voted for him. For her, sorry. Pike does not really know either of y'all well enough. He also hasn't interacted with either of y'all really that much. So he will be a roll. Alright. Lindry, higher or lower?
Higher.
I'm hearing a higher. You agree with that, Lindry?
She's got stuff. She's eating, so she told
Okay.
me to say higher.
Okay, cool. So that is 3 for Lindry, as Pike would vote for Lindry. Yori,
Okay.
who are you voting for? Alright, that's for Lindry.
I'm not
Corey does
surprised.
not get to vote because she's leaving. Shindale. He votes for Loki. Mr. Well, actually, Mr. Whiskers is gone. Rest in peace, buddy.
Whiskers, no.
Verara. The robot has voted for Lindry.
All right, I think Lindry wins.
Let's see. Hold on. I'm just going to double check. It's good to go and get the rest down anyway. Levino went for Loki. For what reason? Because it's a witch. Figure that out for yourself. Pompey Tassie does get a vote.
Hell yeah! $5 says it's for Lindry.
What the Yeah. I saw. Essentially, it's rolled with, like, disadvantage to go for Loki.
Yeah.
It's for Lindry. But then you see Cinder, Usagi's bird, go for Loki.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah, you're like, this guy. Kasheshe goes for Loki. Gildart. Loki. Holy shit, this is actually a lot closer. He's the last one. So you win by 1 vote, Lindry.
Holy shit.
It's actually weirdly close.
Alright, I vote for Look.
Dude,
Kidding.
you just have 2 captains.
Wait, that could work, Loki.
You could try
Loki?
that. There's nothing saying you
Loki?
have to have 1 captain. You guys could go for a captainship if you like a duo captain.
We could, like, see who's a better captain by trial.
Yeah,
Let's decide. Rock, paper, scissors.
I feel like that should only happen though if are you voting for Loki?
No.
Okay. So
Okay,
unless
then that
Benji throws the
happen.
idea out, I don't see why anybody would throw the idea out. But I do find that an interesting concept of fucking duo captainship.
I mean, that's honestly something that I suggested to Acrid myself.
Oh, cool. So you would see like the final vote get casted by Gildart, and Benjamin, who's been keeping track, would just look to you guys and just go, well, Lindry has 6 and Loki has 5, so you've lost by 1, Loki.
I'm not surprised. I'm brand new.
Why did I give Gildart voice to Benjamin? What the fuck happened to me? I looked at Benjamin. I was talking about Benjamin being 1, but I saw Gildart's picture, so my brain went to Gildart's voice.
Kirilla just sits there and just, honestly, I'm not much further along on this crew than you are.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Loki would toss this. He goes, well, if you want to manage more of this is an idea, and if the crew tells me to just shut up, I will. He says that with like a look around of like, I'll shut the fuck up if necessary. He would just go, I could handle, because of my experience, I could handle the more combative side of captaining, and you could handle more of the crew and resource management, and actually understanding hope, making sure that we don't crash and burn with no money.
Oh, you mean the thing that I was doing on my family's farm?
Yeah, that.
Because he's just gonna pop his head in a little. Just go. We need
Okay.
boards.
We need what?
Boards.
What?
Boards.
Do we not have any?
So supplies.
No, we are completely out. I haven't.
Ah.
Again, I didn't get a bite. So whenever we get to the next area, Baltar, we need boards.
We are fixing that as soon as we get to the next island.
All right, cool. Thanks, Captain.
No, never fear. Never fear. I have a ton. Never fear. I have a ton of valuable objects that I looted from the most recent.
Oh,
Look,
do
the most
you?
Dude.
Is there anything else on this ship we're missing?
Have you seen the pink blob? Just
What?
Lavana popping out the fucking corner. You know, the pink
The
blob.
pink blob.
Yes.
What?
Yes,
What
there's
kind
some
of
sort of
blob?
thing that seems to be trying to hatch underneath the, ship. Near the cell area where we normally keep prisoners. That sort of thing.
What?
Yes, it seems something seems to have formed and it seems to have created some sort of egg.
A pink blob? Did I give birth?
I don't know if it's,
Oh,
blob
I know
or
what
an
it
egg
is.
of some sort.
What is
Did-
it?
I'm gonna go.
I don't know. It's some sort of creature trying to come into fruition.
Can I cook it?
No!
Ah, tomato, tomato.
Dude,
Okay.
the fucking witch holding back information. Like, oh, you want information? Okay.
Guys, Loki said he knows what it is.
I have an
Really
idea.
good, Loki.
In my experiences wandering around, does this ship have any wards?
What?
Well,
Okay, so no.
Not that I'm aware of.
Um,
And again, I apparently don't know much about the ship to begin with.
shit.
you can see
Oh.
Benjamin staring at Loki with a 1,000-yard stare. You just go, right. I'm sorry, my brain failed to mention that. Again,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be alive. Human, my mind's starting to fail me. Yeah, I was trying to mention this to the crew for a while. Few islands ago, actually. We didn't have any wards for a
Right,
while.
Okay, so, quick little detailing for everyone so everyone's on the same page. That is either, simply put, either considering this is a pirate crew, ballparking possibility based off what I've read on the crew members and saying you had what I remember, what I read, the vice captain was a Grieger. That might be a devil of wrath, or something of sort, or some sort of succubi or incubi of sort. Something is forming out of excess magic or excess energy. It can hear us if we talk to it, probably, which means we can either befriend it or we can kill it. Those are the
Befriend
only
it.
two options.
Or cook it.
What are the chances of it actually being friendly?
If you talk to it while it's hatching, like daily, it will listen, can't respond, but it will listen to you, and it will remember you. I don't know. I've never dealt with these things.
Usually Lavana,
I just heard about it.
kind of like throw her hand up, just go. I haven't gone out of my way, per se, to try and hatch an egg. Again, I'm a witch. I like to get a lot of information from things. Just for a little bit more information, so we can try and avoid this in the future. Normally, the way it works, kind of bouncing off the whole magic bit, excess emotions, if there's a lot of a very specific emotion, if it begins to overflow in the atmosphere, it begins to connect with magic. That magic then begins to create, because excess magic becomes cursed magic, and cursed magic leads to creation of random things that can either be good or bad. Basically, the energy needs somewhere to go. In other words, as you said, we're most likely dealing with either a mnemonican, because it is pink, or we're dealing with a mnemonican that's a separate thing. That's the type of slime that reads people's minds and then tries to create a form of sentiency for itself and make itself into a mnemonican, which is a race, which they build themselves off of the memories of people, meaning that if they only read bad memories, they might get a rather bad moral compass.
Oh, great.
It really
Like, good
bounces off
memories
of
so
what
far.
they've learned. That being said, with the other ones, like what he's saying, if we continue to talk, if it is a demon or a succubus or honestly anything, the main emotions I've seen on this crew so far has been anger and lust. Looks over at you soggy. at
Oh,
you
God.
soggy. Just like. Anyways,
Oh,
I've
great.
noticed those main too.
Oh,
So-
great.
Either we're dealing with a demon of anger, a mnemonican, or an incubi/succubus.
Well, I suppose the latter would be certainly preferable.
Well,
said
I
Slightly.
want to talk
How
to the
is
little
that
baby.
preferable?
It's less likely to kill us all. Hopefully.
true.
Fuck
It
us all.
might not try and kill you straight away. They're a little bit more understandable. If anything, it might be easier to win them over. Though a mnemonican would be the easiest out of the three.
Really?
Yes. Because they're essentially like brand new sentients, whereas demons, despite having just come into creation, demons and incubi, succubi, they would already have the mental fortitude of an adult, and they're already born naturally with the mental fortitude of a adult, because for obvious reasons, a demon child being built for those sorts of purposes would be rather contrary, and even the gods won't allow something like that. In other words, me as a DM going, I'm sorry, I'm not having a child succubus. Fuck that. that is wrong in a lot of levels.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we continue, Anya needs to go and do a thing.
Okay.
We can quickly pause. 'cause
Okay.
problem.
Pausing. And we're back. Sorry, there was tea that needed to be made, which was completely valid. So answering some questions that got mentioned, just lightly, off camera, so I'm just gonna re-mention them, because also Anya wasn't able to hear them, because she was making tea, that she had brewing before the session. Essentially,
Yeah, I had it going beforehand and didn't get the chance to finish it off, so
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. No, you're good. You're completely fine. I also knew you were already doing that. It's fine. It's fine. Literally, the thing that is mentioned about this is that, God, dude, my brain immediately blanked. Literally, right as I was about to mention the things that I just mentioned off camera. Right, yeah. So first of all, you guys would learn that Lavana does not know how long this thing's been down there. She learned about it a week ago. So she's been talking to it since. So, but keep in mind, that's a witch's morals being placed into something that's still in the phase of hatching. So, you know, I don't know if you want to keep her as the person constantly talking to it. Also, you could just circle the whole crew. It's not like it has to be one person constantly talking to them all the time. But, you know, it's just one of those things where, yeah, you don't fucking know how much longer it's gonna go. But she would let you know it's probably a few days away. Essentially, as I said, every day I'll essentially be rolling to see if it hatches, and just every single day that goes by, it will just be like a higher chance of hatching, essentially. So yeah.
Neat.
You guys were talking about going down there, though. Do you guys want to finish that discussion? Is anyone gonna go down there and actually check it out? Or...
Sure.
I am.
Alright, we've got the blob, we have the rabbits. Anybody else hang
Wait,
down?
can Ublex even go down there?
Wait, is it under the
Impress
ship or is
myself.
it in the ship?
It's basically on the bottom area of the ship. So you have the normal floors, and right underneath the living area is essentially the cell area. But you can still Ublex can't get down there because they did compress themselves. They went to the compression machine that Benjamin made for them. So they're back to their normal size. I need to shrink you again. Here we go. Yeebie. Oh, nope. How'd I grab Pike by accident? You aren't Pike.
So it's in the ship?
Why can't I shrink you
Yeah.
suddenly?
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
what I
it's
was
in the
trying to
ship.
figure out.
Yeah, it's in the ship. It's just on the bottom floor, because the bottom floor is where the cells are at.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, essentially the way I've set up a lot of the ships in my world, the way they like to build them, is that you have the top deck, then you go one more down, and you have the cannon area, where they have storage and cannons built. On a bigger ship like this. On a smaller one, y'all had the cannons, the storage, and the living quarters all in the second floor. This one, it's underneath storage and cannon is then living quarters, and then right underneath living quarters is your little cell area, which isn't that big because there's not a lot of space to work with. But you don't need a lot because you guys don't take captives, so it's fine.
Don't worry, we'll fix that.
Hell yeah, looking forward to
Think-
to this campaign becoming an evil campaign out of nowhere.
Evil,
Hi.
dark, twisted, and fucked up pirate campaign.
Oh, hell yeah, you know it. We love that.
How about no?
Listen, if I need information, I will get it.
It's a is a quote-unquote chaotic good campaign. Except sometimes the shit y'all do is not so in the good alignment.
The funny thing is, the majority of the party is neutral.
Yeah, actually, it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I think if I gauged correctly, 3 out of the 4 PCs are chaotic neutral.
Yep. Right,
With the odd one out being Ublex.
Yep.
Yeah. Ublex is y'all's moral compass, I feel like, at this point. I really
Yes.
feel like that's the case.
Oh man. Goodness.
Right, well, yeah, you guys can head downstairs. So you guys head downstairs, and I'll be honest, it's that weird thing of, is you can see just in one of the cell cages that are just naturally open, just like, not upside down, just like in a corner. So it's just like, it's hanging off the ceiling, so it's not like a fucking... It, like, does lower the chance of it possibly being a mnemonican. It's still possible, but mnemonicans are known to, like, make their eggs, like, up on the walls, or, like, up on, like, the ceilings. They do them on floor level, it's just, it lowers the chances of it being a mnemonican. Fun little fact there. You would see that this thing is just standing upwards. It's, like, a massive egg. This thing's, like, I'd say probably 5 feet tall. It's like a 5x5, essentially. It's a pretty decent size. It is this, like, pink, it's not like a bright pink, but it's like a pastel pink, and it has a little light glow to it. So, yeah. You can see that there is, like, it's that thing of, like, yes, it is solid, but you can see very lightly, almost like as if there's, like, a shadow of the figure that is forming. It looks like it's slowly starting to become more and more humanish on how it's forming.
Hirla's going to do an investigation
Go ahead.
with a dirty 16, nat 13.
The dirty 16.
Trying to see if she can figure out anything about this.
Okay.
Like, what kind of energy is coming off of it, if she can make out the startings of the figure inside.
So if you want to throw energy, that would be a separate thing. That would be Arcana. But
Okay.
with the other bit, what was the other half you said? Just to double check so I'm understanding right correctly.
See if she can figure out the shape to kind of see, okay, does it have wings? Is it,
Yeah.
what does it look like?
Okay, gotcha. So that bit I can definitely tell you with the 16. So you can definitely tell it's still in a form where its current form it has right now might change eventually. So there is a shot that its current form doesn't stay the way it is. So do keep that in mind. But you can see that it seems to have made itself a rather slender form. Now, granted, the egg's only 5 feet, and it looks like the body itself has kind of hunched itself. Granted, it's also not touching the flooring bit of the case, so it's almost like it's like essentially curled up. You're not seeing by like the outlining of the silhouette or anything that it doesn't look like it has wings or something like that, but you can also keep in mind that that doesn't fully rule out the fact that it might not later on before hatching get wings. But yeah, what was that Arcana?
A dirty 12.
Dirty 12. It's that thing of like you're kind of just sitting there and you're really racking your head. By the way, are you rolling your Arcana with Intel or Charisma? Because you're a sorceress. This is something I do for magic
Can I roll
classes.
it with something else?
Yes, so this is something I do for magic casters. Magic casters can always roll Arcana off of their main casting modifier. So with yours being Charisma, you use your Charisma instead of your Intelligence for your Arcana. I think I've mentioned it
I don't
once
think that
before,
changes
but...
anything, but...
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Well,
yeah, no, that doesn't change anything. It's still a dirty 12.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Can I roll?
Yeah, sure, go for it. Technically, Ubix could too if you wanted, because you're also a magic caster.
Fucking 8!
Yeah, 8. You two cannot seem to pinpoint what type of magic this is. Like, you have no idea.
I rolled a 3.
I'm going to ask Lavana if Ublex can't figure it out.
I gotcha. Also, what did you ask, Isa? Oh, Isa, you also don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, fuck it. I know you're not, like, Arcana built, but you
I have
technically have
+3.
Arcana built into you. Yeah, no.
I
that's
have
what I'm saying,
minus
you can
one in
still do it.
Arcana.
You can still do it.
Wait, no,
Like, you're doing-
Ublex.
Yeah.
That's a
Ublex,
nat
use your
20.
charisma.
Nat 20.
What the
Okay.
fuck?
Usagi. Usagi.
Okay,
You know what? I actually
Usagi.
have a way to tell you this. So
Yeah.
you recognize this aura, actually. You
Oh.
recognize it very well. Because a few
Oh,
days
no.
ago, you had a very similar interaction in a very
Oh, sweet.
intimate manner.
Oh, sweet Christ.
So you can tell this
Okay.
magic is hellish.
Oh,
Which
lovely.
moves out Mnemonicon, because Mnemonicons are Fae. So you can definitely boil this down to, okay, this is like hellish magic. This wouldn't be able to tell you exactly
Succubus,
if
isn't
it's
it?
going to be a succubus, incubi, or demon. Or possibly devil. Though devils
Well-
rarely come of emotion. Those are normally people that have been born. Like they died and came back as a devil type of thing. It's very rare for them to come of emotion. But you can at least narrow it down to you're dealing with a demon, incubi, or succubus.
I swear to God, if I bring women back to the ship and that causes this thing to, and that causes the thing to hatch,
Can you imagine?
I may have to consider that.
You
I'll
imagine?
bring women on the ship, damn it!
Oh,
Hey.
boy.
What
Fucking
else am I
time.
going to? What else am I going to do with the
Get the
women?
bad bitches in the hotel, okay? Have you ever thought about that?
I
Have you ever thought
would.
about I'm thinking about getting a hotel, not on the ship. Oh, wait,
Ublex.
Egg. Hi,
Ublex is
Egg.
losing their shit. I've never seen Ublex lose their shit. What's going on?
It's just like, there's
Are you
hospitality, yeah.
Are you jealous or
Let's
something?
not have hostility near this thing until we figure out exactly what it is.
I'm
Maybe
not
I'll
jealous.
tell it.
I'm just worried you could probably bring somebody who would cause harm to the ship.
I'm smarter than that.
Okay, whatever.
Loki just looks at him and looks back at Ublex, looks back at Usagi, and it's just he hasn't said a word. He's just here. The 4'6" dude's like, what the fuck? Why is this
Oh.
giant blob arguing with the fucking rabbit?
I'm barely. Whatever. It might hatch into a succubus. It might not. Whatever. I'll try to instill it some good thieving, some good values later.
Yes.
Walks away.
So, like, I will mention there is one NPC that came down here with you guys,
Who?
which is Pike.
Oh no.
He's just kind of, you see, like, he just stood there the entire time. He waited for, like, y'all to start leaving. He just kind of looked to the other two, to Loki and, Lindry, and just kind of go, that was new. I've
was
never
unusual.
seen the cook. I'm gonna check on them. Are they good?
I wanna
Goes with a
mention,
series of
you
events.
you would see Loki just sit there like, is this not normal? I don't know them. This is the first time I've met them.
I've never
is
seen
not normal.
Ublex argue.
Oh.
But also, Usagi's been on an up and up, so I don't know what's going on here, genuinely.
My bad game.
He just looks
Just
at Pike
stress
and
usually.
just,
Fair,
you
fair.
take Ublex, I'll take Usagi.
Alright, yeah, sounds good. The fucking dog.
And as for you, get yourself acquainted with the crew.
Hi. Oh, God.
Hi, name's Lavana.
Oh, hi.
Hi, I'm still here. I led you here.
Oh, yeah.
Name's
I'll
Lavana.
mention-
I'm the harbor's witch.
Oh. I want to mention the way I had this pictured is Loki was sitting there like, having to look up because he's a foot shorter than Kirla. How tall is Pike?
Pike is only like 5'7". He's not a big guy.
Okay, so Loki's almost looking him in the eye.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, sorry.
He's
I,
Foot difference,
shorter
yeah.
than both
No,
Kirillon
I'm sorry,
and
my brain. My brain went to like any other character I have that has some height.
Dude, you
Oh.
never play a short character.
I want to mention in a different campaign, I'm playing a dude who's 1'5". Picking up a fucking glass bottle is difficult. It's infuriating.
I forgot about
It's
that.
just- Loki's just looking up like, all right, and then you just hear the voice from behind him, and it just looks up. Because the way I picture, she's just standing behind him.
Yep.
It's just fucking like, hi.
She's like 5'9", just so you know.
Okay, yeah. So really, he's just fucking the tiny one, like looking
Yeah,
up at everybody else.
Oh man, right, so yeah, she would just go, I'm Lavana, I'm the witch, I'm normally the one that handles the curses, and well, now that the other researcher's leaving, I am the researcher. So.
Ah,
And this little thing, demon or succubus incubi, they don't have a name. Because I don't know what they are.
they'll get a name when they spawn.
I would hate to call them Sarah, and then it be a male.
Yeah.
That would be rather unfortunate.
Loki looks at her, and something that I think he like looks at her and it's that like tiny squint because he heard her say I'm a witch.
Mm-hmm.
He just gives like a
She just
witch.
gives you a wink when you squint.
Okay, he just gets this, just like lowers his head down like okay.
There is that like devious smile.
Loki just a little okay, and just like his ears flop. It's just fucking like I'm here.
Oh, don't worry, I won't be hexing you. I don't have a reason to.
Yay! I've dealt with hexes before. They're not fun.
Oh, definitely not, definitely not. Don't worry, don't worry. I know people of
You'd
your
remove
kind can live for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I know you've seen your fair share of shit. So have I.
Yeah, that's something we can get along on. And he and he'll head up because now he's gonna he was gonna talk to the doctor, but now the doctor's wandered off to go talk to somebody. So now Loki's sitting here like, all right, different person, because I want to talk to the doctor and explain I have a tendency to get myself hurt.
Yeah.
I need to explain that. Loki is prone to accidents.
Oh,
That is fair. That is fair. Yeah. So if you want to go ahead, Later, you want to do your Usagi thing for a second there, or do we keep trying to bounce between people?
Yeah, Kirla would just walk up to Usagi and just, Usagi,
yes.
are you okay? It's not like you to fight with Ublex.
I wasn't trying.
Sorry.
I wasn't trying to.
Do you want to talk about it?
There really isn't much to talk about. I wasn't even trying to fight with them in the first place.
There was a fight. Just Yori in the back.
Not particularly.
Oh, okay. Thank goodness.
Not particularly.
Meanwhile, in the background, as Loki goes up the stairs.
Fucking hell.
First I make a crack. First the girlfriend crack, and now that I was just pointing out facts about this. I think something might be a little. Does the cuckoo gesture? Something you should probably be talking to them instead.
Loki, who are you gonna go to?
I could hear some of it. I didn't know that turned into a fight. I heard the crack thing because Kitsune is hear well. I think Ublex is more just this is just me pinballing. This is more me just trying to refine lines. I think, at least from what I understand, it's less of boyfriend, girlfriend, that sort of stuff, and more of they just don't want random women on the ship. I think that's more of what it is.
Well, that's a very strange That's a very strange position to have, considering the sheer amount of them that have been on here already.
Yeah, but I think a lot of those have either been people actively attacking us, or we've at least known to some degree. I don't know. I just spectate.
If I bring someone on the ship and it causes problems, I will take personal responsibility for it.
As long as you take responsibility, that's all that matters to me.
Good.
Same with me.
Yep.
I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I have all these valuable objects burning a hole in my pocket, and I need to sell them. I need to sell them already.
Well, luckily enough, we're 2 days away.
Oh, perfect! Finally.
Yes, Hey, right. Shin said to talk with him when you get a chance, by the way. He might be able to hook you up with someone that can actually get you good money on that.
Oh?
Because you must
Okay.
remember, Boltaire is a criminals, mainly, type of area. Don't be wrong, there's still genuinely good people there that aren't criminals, but there's a lot of criminals that harbor there. But, from my understanding...
As long as they cough up money.
Indeed. The thing is, you don't want to get yourself scammed.
Good point.
But I think Shin has some connections, so I'd recommend go talking to him.
Noted. I will do that.
Honestly, I think Voltaire might be good for multiple reasons.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go off and talk to Shin. Okay. Okay, what? Alright, this is giving me terrible
Okay, that
ideas.
opens up
yeah.
Usagi as a person Loki's gonna fucking talk to.
Hell yeah. So while you're making your way over to Shin real quick to go find him, we're gonna quickly zip over real fast. Over to Ublex. You see Ublex, you get to see Pike walking up in all of his fucking 5'7" glory. You just see him just kind of look to you and just kind of go, "Hey, Ublex, are you good? Are you okay?"
I don't know anymore.
I've never seen you argue with honestly anyone. That was new to me. I just want to make sure you're okay. Yeah, I don't hear you talk much.
Yeah, it just came out of a place of concern. It's just like so many things have been happening recently. It's just like I don't know what's gonna happen anymore.
I mean that's
Pretty
fair.
uncertain. I should just stick to my kitchen.
Hey, listen.
No, your place.
You're
Crazy work.
Listen, as far as I care, as a doctor at least to this degree, I still have to also care about your mental health. I do recommend, while with heavily appreciated that you're, taking care of the crew, feeding them, that sort of thing, you need to maybe talk with people more often. Maybe try chatting more with the crew. Maybe try doing other things. It sounds like you're bottling up a lot of emotion. Because if it's getting to you like that, I don't know if that's healthy.
Yeah, but there's like so much to do in the kitchen.
Well, if you need help with cooking, you can ask me when I'm not, patching people up. I actually know how to deal with that sort of thing. I used to cook whenever Father would actually let me into the kitchen, because private chefs, because royalty and all that bullshit.
Private chef? You got private chef work?
Well, yes, did you not know? No, I was a prince, and things went south.
No, I did know about that.
Yes, so we had private chefs, because a lot of royalty have that sort of thing. We didn't have to cook our own food. There was people that would cook it for us, that sort of thing.
Holy shit.
I'm going to be quite frank. My father and I weren't very crazy about it. We weren't really one to be royals, but my father married a queen. A mermaid queen. She was not willing to let us break down into a more commoner's way of handling things. She wanted things handled in a way more royal sense, which I understand at the end of the day. But
I had no idea.
if you need help with it, I'm more than happy to help you cook so you actually have time for yourself. You shouldn't
That
stay
would be
cooped
nice.
up. Of course. What do you need help with? I'll help you right away.
I still have like 60 carp. No, wait, what was it? I forgot. I still have
You
a bunch
lot
of shit.
fish.
Fish.
You
I
caught a
still
lot.
have a bunch of fish to take care of. Like
Yeah. So literally, it's gonna be one of
tuna
the things.
are huge, by the way. I got like
Those are massive.
60 tuna.
Yeah. He would hear that and he'd go, oh, okay. Right. Let's work on that now. Let's get that dealt with. So yeah, he's essentially, this should allow you to have actual free time, so you can actually go talk with the crew members and stuff, man.
What are these marks on fucking? I'm looking at Acrid.
I don't know. What are you doing? What is happening to Loki? He's getting a bunch of money.
He's having like a disco party.
He became a disco ball, yeah.
I found the button that lets me add a bunch of colors. to my character, and I'm just sitting here, I'm listening, I'm just vibing. But it's the most like my ADHD said, "I see button."
Oh, awesome.
Man.
I
That
killed
is-
myself.
Oh my
that's a
god.
Fucking mood.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all.
Okay.
My brain said, "I see button." I see button and color dots that I can hit.
What the fuck are these buttons?
Wait a minute,
What
wait a
is
minute, wait a
Polydot's
minute!
name?
Steph.
God, okay.
I am
So
slow.
confused.
I am snail.
So, yeah, I don't know if you saw it, Reed, but, he clicked onto his token, he started adding, Ublex is doing it now, if you look over. They just started adding and adding just a bunch of random colors to their token.
Okay.
I'm poisoned.
Yeah,
You click the
God,
dot
okay.
and you hit all these other dots.
So,
Okay, we should get back to
That's
the
yeah,
fine.
we're
I'm
gonna keep
sorry.
this going.
I didn't know.
ADHD hit hard.
I want to mention, I was doing that for like a solid, like 30 seconds to a minute. I was just doing that, and
Oh,
eventually I just
wow.
hear, like, Issa, who I guess was watching. I didn't know if anyone was seeing the bullshit I was doing, and I just hear, like, what the fuck are you doing?
I just looked over at my second
trying.
monitor and I was like, wait.
ADHD hit hard.
Oh, man. Right, so, Usagi, you make your way over to Shindao.
Yep.
And, what do you say? He's just kind of leaning up against the wall, essentially.
So I've heard you have some connections in the next island.
Right, yes. Funny enough, the person that I might be able to get you a hold of that could actually help you sell all of that, he's actually the same person that Ubux is going to be meeting as well. Because, to be frank, he has a few things he's also going to be getting rid of. So, rather than him just selling it, I talked to him about some things, and there's one specific item that he was more than willing to just give out. So, in other words, I bought it, and Ubux is going to be gaining that. But he knows a merchant in Baltair that will actually buy things without trying to rip you off in the process.
Excellent.
Indeed.
Oh, excellent. Good. Finally, all that royal paraphernalia I can actually get it out of the pocket it's been burning a hole in.
It will finally be time. You won't have to continue carrying all that. How have you been carrying all that? You're a small fellow. Not to be rude. I'm just more
Very carefully. Well, I haven't had to. I've left it on the ship when I'm not. Well, I've left it on the ship when I'm. I've left it on the ship in the few times that I've left it since getting a hold of all that. There's no point in carrying it.
Yeah, no,
Wow.
that's fair. I didn't know if you were actually carrying it because I know there are more than enough people that I've met in my time that would carry the treasure that they found along with them. That weighed them down most times.
Why would I do that? Why would I do that when there are people on the ship that can guard it just as effectively?
That's fair. Or at some point, maybe you should try and look into getting a bag of holding. Though if
I
it's
should.
the bigger things like like a statue bust, which I don't know if you've ever gotten one of those, but something like that might not fit in there, but you never know. Maybe if you tried hard enough, you might be able to get it to fit. Either
Anyway.
way, we can definitely get you a hold of a person, for sure, over in
Excellent.
Voltaire.
Oh, perfect. Good.
Indeed. But yeah, essentially, he's just letting you straight up like, hey, I've got you. I might not talk to
Excellent.
people much, but when I know I can
Awesome.
help, I'ma help. Oh man, right. Well, is there anything that anybody wishes to do before you guys get to Baltair? I think I remember Lindry having some stuff they said they wanted to do like 2 or 3 sessions ago, and they never got to do it.
I do have a couple of things that I want to do. One of
okay.
those is talking to Loki, but that can happen like later that night.
Yeah.
I see these Yanessa bonuses that I can study the books of. Yeah.
That's to explain. I had to fix a feat because it was fucking broken, so I grabbed your sheet temporarily and added them. Just ignore the fact that the item is there. It's just to give you the bonus.
Yeah, essentially the original Yanessa / Yovina feat was continuously breaking down. It's like it wasn't working right. For some reason, D&D Beyond, no matter how much he messed with it, it continued breaking in code for some fucking reason.
Year and a half, by the way.
Yeah, he's been trying to fix that for a year and a half. That is just how bad D&D Beyond is sometimes.
So,
things-
do I just add stuff to the... Do I have to do anything, or...?
I already did it for you. I equipped it for you. So.
Oh
as
wow,
long
my
as
terrorist stack got big. Okay.
Yeah, no, as long as you have them equipped, you're fine. It's just literally I temporarily, because I'm technically the DM as far as D&D Beyond cares, so I was able to grab your sheet and add items to you, and I didn't really mess with your sheet much at all. I just added it, renamed it so you knew what they were for, and then I left.
Since he is the campaign sharing, and he had to be the one to make this campaign so y'all have access to all the homebrew stuff, because I don't have the ability to do that, because he has a different type of membership with D&D Beyond than what I have. He's able to do it. So that means he normally has to be the one doing it. So I can look at y'all's sheets. I can't tweak it. He has to do that. So,
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, you don't have to mess with it. You're all good on that. But I know Lindry said that before we get to Lindry's bit, is there anyone else that had anything else as well? That way I kind of know if I need to bounce between people, or if I can just knock out all of Lindry's stuff at once.
Honestly, I'm just doing bird training the whole time.
Oh, hell yeah. You can just
I
train Cinder.
unfortunately have a number of things to do.
That's right.
I would have Loki talking to. I rolled who he talked to.
Okay.
The first person he goes and talks to is Shin. Not Shin. He goes and talks to Kasheshe.
Okay.
So he has a conversation with Kasheshe and Narara, but there's nothing. It's just more of him
Just kinda
finding out
introducing
who
himself.
they are.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah, so unless you
Gives-
start asking specific situations, then we might roleplay. Otherwise, we can just say it's a passive thing. That's up to you. But we'll definitely start off with Lindry.
It'd be
But,
more
yeah.
passive, and then once he's done, he'd basically get the default information on who Kasheshe is,
Gotcha.
and Kasheshe would find out who Loki is, because now Loki's apparently the combat captain.
Yeah. So I'm actually going to mention this one because, funny enough, y'all have almost never talked to Kasheshe properly. So y'all actually don't have base information on this guy. I'm just going to point that out there.
Faith is high in this crew.
So you would realize by talking with him that he was essentially not even directly working under the Navy, but rather he was a mercenary shipwright hired by the Navy. So when that was he literally got hired by them. He did 1 or 2 trips with them to 2 different islands. And then on the 3rd trip, y'all ran into that ship, murdered the crew, and then essentially hired, he looked at you guys and went, nice ship, and then fucking joined. So that's kind of the base information you get is oh yeah, no, he wasn't just Navy. He was a mercenary hired by the Navy. Because for some reason, because that is something about the Navy is that yes, while they prefer that you join the ranks, if they see someone that they think is genuinely really capable and or has a lot of potential, but they're a mercenary, something like that, but they refuse to join the Navy outright, then they'll do something like contracts with the mercenaries, just so they'll actually work with them. Which does mean that those people working under the Navy are normally a little bit easier to be persuaded out of helping the Navy, because those are people that are I'm just getting paid. If you pay me more, sure, I don't care. Or if the person that's paying them is dead, it's well, what's the fucking point? Sure, I'm coming here. Hi, hello, this is my name. Blah 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 blah. So yeah,
Loki would have a conversation with Kasheshe and Varar if she's nearby, just to sort of base information thing.
yeah. That base information is what everybody already knows about them. Amnesiac robot. Don't know where they're from. Kasheshe is actually starting to make progress on that, but it's not enough to where he actually has anything to report. So
Cool.
yeah. Okay, Lindry.
Kirla actually has a list of things.
Hell yeah, Kirla. What was that first one?
Okay, so first and foremost, because I'd said I wanted to do this initially,
She's gonna help Ublex with the tuna.
Lego.
Tuna time.
So
It's that thing of Kirla's looking at this and she's just, that is a lot of tuna for one person to handle. We're gonna help you with that.
yep. So it's you,
Tuna's
Pike,
huge!
and Ublex, the 3 of y'all just going at it. Oh man, yeah. So I'll be honest, with the 3 of you guys doing working at it, it would be like 60 tunas. It's not something where it's oh, within an hour, because it's still a lot of tuna, and those things are big. I would say maybe 2 or 3, somewhere around there, is what you'd spend just working on the tunas. Essentially, just making sure that they can actually be like saved and they don't just rot away. And also, then also you have like meals that you need to cook that day. So like probably just also using some of those being set to the side so they can just be cooked up or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah,
There's-
you guys can definitely do that. It'll just it's like 2 or 3 hours of the day essentially just doing that.
Tuna
she
steaks.
also needs to go speak with Celestina,
We'll just.
but she
jump
needs
straight
to
to it.
find Cassie to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Tassie's like, they're in their normal area. They're like in your room, just kind of gardening stuff. You can definitely tell that because their, like, little fish guy is gone. There's definitely a little bit of, like, a lackluster in their, like, attitude. It's like they're normally a very joyful, like, a very bouncy, happy-go-lucky creature. And right now, it's more of like, it's the plant. Oh, it's growing. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, yay.
Kirla's just gonna go up to Tassie and just, hey Tassie, you okay? Come on, let's go talk to Celestina for a bit.
I shouldn't be laughing.
And Kirla's going to meditate to Celestina.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna roll see if she'll pick up. You don't follow her outright, but also it sounds Stina. It's that thing of like it's the arch-fae god. Like she really is that person who's like, what's that?
It's also kind of that thing of Kirla's actively trying to help a depressed Fae.
Yeah, which I'm gonna be honest would give you advantage in actually being possibly heard because it is a fae that you're like right near. Because weirdly enough, y'all having a fae on the crew just naturally gives her a like a light increase in the listening to possible meditations from your crew. Just because it's like, oh, one of my creatures are on there, cool. Type of thing. So I'll let you know this right now, right? I'm actually gonna grab her image. Because she would let you in. As
Holy fuck.
essentially it, like, you know, you have your eyes closed, you're doing the meditation, right? And all this stuff is just kind of like going through, and you start seeing like kind of like a bright green, and then it goes down to like a dimmer green, like in like your eyes, and then you open your eyes. Nothing you see makes sense. You can see, there is a waterfall going upwards, coming off of a like straight up, just not even like coming off of, it's coming off the ground out of a river that randomly arcs like a bridge. There are rocks that just are randomly floating, and there's like these trees that have colors that don't make sense. Like you look over at a tree and it's like bright yellow leaves, and you look over at the other tree and it's like, alright, there's like a dark green mixed with like a bright purple. It's Faye. You can see that there are little pixies just kind of flying around. You can see that some of them have like little tea parties going on. You can see little pompies just kind of running around, and yeah, that sort of thing. And you can see just like, kind of like a little bit, like not too far off, but like in the main center of this domain is this one massive tree. Which has these, like, it's a mixture of just colors, brights and darks, just dark greens, bright greens, dark yellows, bright yellows, dark, you know, you get the idea. It's just constant, like, any fucking color you can think of, it's just on that fucking tree. It's massive. You can see that right in front of that tree is a wooden throne that has this, like, very nice padded cushion that has a lady sitting on it. And I am actively getting it still, because I apologize. I had to replace her image, for reasons. There she is. Hello, hi. As you're going to see, Celestina. Now, the thing about Celestina, right, as I'm seeing the image here, is that she is this, like, high elf that is, or this Eladrin, sorry, this, like, essentially spring Eladrin that rose to godhood. And the thing that is kind of known about this world and about everything that's going on in this world is that that y'all have kind of learned over just like, well, not really learned, but more of that you kind of just learn in schools in this world, just in general. It's kind of common knowledge. The gods, a lot of the gods in this world came to power because the originator picked them out when they were making the world. They grabbed people from other worlds and said, I like you. You want to be a god? Okay, cool, come with me. And she basically gave them the power. As you're looking at this, like spring elf that spring eldrin that has this like basically sherbet green hair that's like long. It goes like basically down to her hips, and like once it gets past the shoulder, it starts turning into this like very bright pink. She has these like bright pink eyes and something similar to like Feltzy, which are a Fey draconic race. She has these like green scales that have started growing underneath her eyes. And these like bright pink lips. These very long, like sharp, like ears that stick out. Probably like slightly longer than her hand. You see that she wears this like black sleeveless dress that is very tight and very fitted to her as a person. And there are like little slits where the legs would start. That way she has more mobility. Because at one point she probably used to be a sorceress or something of the sort. So she probably had that for mobility reasons, and she just never bothered to change it. As you can see Celestina, the arch goddess of the Fae.
Fair enough.
You'd see her just kind of give a look at the new person, and you'd see her snap her finger, and you'd see essentially out of the ground, a fucking tree stump begin to form. With a little cushion on it. She would just go, have a seat. Don't know who you are.
Pirlo would take a seat.
Well. Introductions?
I am Kirlosaurus.
Hmm.
I'm here on behalf of a Pompey that has recently lost his companion.
Alright.
Right.
Cassie has become very depressed, and I'd previously wanted to speak to you in an attempt to try to better understand Tassie, see if maybe there was a way that I could ask for some way to properly understand him, but now I'm concerned about Tassie's general well-being.
Tassie, come here. I appreciate you bringing Tassie over. Let me see what's going on. Tassie, how are you feeling? Meh. Meh, meh. Understood. What do you want to do? You just see kind of like a pause. You can see Tassie just kind of like thinking. And you just see it just give one meh. Understood. Alright, well. I'm going to be quite honest. Tassie is not in the right headspace, for sure. However, I see that they were also growing plants in your ship. Pompeys
Correct.
tend to become attached to the plants they take care of. But if I were to give you a new Pompey to essentially maintain those plants, that might be for the best. It gets things off of its mind while I can figure out where its owner went and send it to the owner.
That
Let's-
would probably be for the best then.
If I may ask, do you know the owner's name?
Mollis.
Right.
He was removed from this world for messing with the timelines.
Right.
Eva 9 deemed that it would be better to send him elsewhere. I believe Inessa knows where he was sent.
Yanessa actually was talking to me lately about something like this. That would check. Okay, well, I know exactly where they're at. Tassie, I don't know if... I'm going to make sure that my creature that I essentially won't have connection to as soon as I send them out. I'm gonna make sure that they can handle themselves. So Tassie, let me do something here. And you see her essentially put a hand on Tassie's head. And you're not quite sure what she's completely doing to Tassie, but you can see that there's some form of like arcanic magic, just flat out just raw magic being forced into Tassie. And the one thing, I think the one physical thing that you kind of notice that becomes different of Tassie while they're doing this is you see that Tassie begins to grow like a plant. As they go from being this like half a foot tall like creature to eventually like this like 2 foot tall Pompey. As she would just go, right, well, I'm not allowed to do any more than that as a god. I wish I could. For now, Tassie, this would be the last goodbye to Tassie, if you wish to say so. But also, here. She snapped her finger. And suddenly, you and you alone know Pompian.
Oh.
As you can now speak their language. Specifically for
Pompian.
Pompies.
Hell yeah.
As you would hear it just go, bye.
Take care, Tassie. And when you find Mollis, tell him I say hi. And thank you.
You see the give it a little nod. And you see the portal open. As Tassie will walk into the portal. And you see her just go, well, and as always I keep my promise to both my creatures and the people I handle. I might be fey, but I'm not going to trick my own creations, including when I care about them. So, she just kind of looked to a different Pompey and just go, you. I know you'll get along with this crew fairly well. Feel free to have a Pompey, and you can call this when you're on.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Kirla would look at the Pompey and just... And what's your name?
Meow, meow.
You don't know? You don't have one?
Meow, meow,
We'll need to fix that.
meow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, as yeah, you have a new Pompey. Tassie is gone. The fucking 2 foot tall now Pompey is heading on its way to demolish.
Oh no.
So that thing's probably had its stats tripled.
Oh,
She probably buffed the hell out of that thing of like a, what world are you going to? Right, that one. Okay, here.
Knowing where Mollis ended up and knowing what's going on in that world,
Yeah.
Tassie's going to have a fucking blast.
Tassie
Because there's another person in that world who also has a Pompey. But this Pompey is sentient.
Oh, grand. So you have the monster
Oh.
Pompey and the sentient Pompey.
This,
Fun.
this is a fun little detail. This sentient Pompey flattened like a building with somebody's body because it was like, get out of my way. And just...
I love that. Okay.
So Kirla now has a Pompey.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. So what was the other things that we're going to try and do? And by the way, again, if anybody gets anything that they want to do, please let me know while we're knocking these out. These were supposed to got knocked out in like a session or two ago, but there's so much stuff going on, we just couldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything. I don't really have
whenever-
anything other than
That's.
other-
I'll say
all my
this.
stuff is on the island.
I'll say this, so this way eventually players can start getting into stuff. Essentially, we'll do like, essentially you do one of these big tasks, Kirla, each day that you get closer to the island. So there's like a day away before. That way other players can also do some stuff while you're doing your stuff, and then you can also head onto the island and do your stuff as well that you want to do on there. That sound good?
Yes.
Well, thankfully, the rest of this is pretty simple. It's
Okay,
basically
cool.
just she wants to go around, find out what everybody can do,
Okay.
and find out what they're missing for the crew.
Gotcha,
and
right.
try to make things easier. So it's like little things that are going to be done on the side
Yeah.
that she's just going to do one big announcement of, hey, these are the changes that I'm making.
Yeah.
This is what I need to know.
Mhm.
This is how I plan to have us move forward as a crew.
Heck yeah. So, now I'll let you basically just to rerun it down, so I guess y'all kind of get to understand more of the roles of what people have been doing, because they just autopiloted to it because they were never told what to do. Gildart has been your ship driver from day one. There is another person who knows how to drive a ship. 2 other people, actually, that know how to drive the ships on your crew, which is Kisheshe, who's your shipwright, and Benjamin, and that is because he had originally, before he was a guard, he was a merchant, so he had some expertise with sailing in the past. You know that Lavana is your researcher and assistant ship doctor, so she isn't the direct doctor, but it is more of, she also knows a decent amount of healing, so she is kind of that secondary, like, alright, I've got you, type of thing. Varara is your other ship lookout, and she's definitely more of the night one, because, again, she's a robot, so she doesn't have to power down, but she just powers down during the day normally. She only needs to power down for an hour. That's essentially a long rest for her. But, it is that thing of, like, she has to power down from time to time. But she's normally on during night because she also has a better chance of actually picking up on motion during night compared to people. Even if you do have dark vision, you're still seeing things in black and white, and even then things are still going to be a little blurry. So, Varara is actually weirdly, like, one of the best, probably, when it comes to something like that. It's also your only ranger. So, she has perception out the ass. Shindeo is literally just like your swordsman of the crew, essentially. Except it's not a swordsman, it's your I'll fucking kill a man for you. Weirdly enough...
Assassin.
Yeah, he is like the assassin. He is the guy that's like, alright, you've got a problem, tell me. I'll fucking deal with it. You need, like, connections to a criminal organization? I can probably hook you up. Like, he's that person. He's essentially like, he's like your Zorro, is the best way to put that.
God, so when...
Yeah?
Sorry. I just realized Moss didn't even mean to, like, he was like, yeah, this vice captain, sorry, Shin, I got you. Shows up, like, a session later, like, he's dead. I fought God, but I killed him.
Yeah, he killed the captain. He got beat, he had the shit kicked out in the process, but he dealt with him. Korori is going, but she would at least let you know, just so you know something that you kind of need to fill. She was essentially an assistant cook, and also the original ship researcher. Now Lavana is becoming the ship researcher because she is leaving. So Lavana was already a ship researcher, but she was kind of like she was kind of like ship researcher, but a little bit more in very specifics. They had 2 very different types of knowledge. So they weirdly, like, what's the word? They,
Compliment.
yes, complement, that's the word, thank you. They complement each other very well, and now they're essentially losing the other half, because the witch is like the, I know a little bit of everything about everything type of thing, whereas Corey was a historian, so she was more of like, oh, you need something about, like, a historical event that happened at this very specific time? I've got you. Then you have Yori. She is literally your ship thief. So she's similar to the fact of, like, she's essentially kind of that mix of, like, Shindeo, except instead of having the thing of, like, yeah, I've got, like, criminal, like, background connections I can give you, she is more of the, you need something stolen? Bitch, I've got you. Usagi isn't open? I'm, like, your next go-to for that. So it's like, if you can't get a hold of Usagi, she's probably your next go-to when it comes to stealth. Pike,
So
obvious.
if we need something broken into, she's a good choice.
Yeah, literally Usagi and her are, like, the best 2 for that. Funny enough, Shindeo is technically the 3rd. Man's got some insane sleight of hand and stealth, but, you know.
Monk.
Yeah, Pike is the ship doctor. That is what he is. He is the doctor. And Benjamin, that poor man, he is your crewman lookout. He is your alchemist, and he is essentially your, like, utility artificer. So while he's up on the lookout area of the crow's nest, this is something that I haven't really mentioned because nobody ever goes up on the crow's nest with him. But except, like, it's only happened one time. That was with Mollis. He has an obscene amount of random mechanical junk up there. So, like, he has an entire, like, 3 different, like, potion alchemy sets that are just up there. That he just brews. That's why he always has health potions ready to go to heal people and stuff like that. He also has, like, just mechanical bits for things he's been tinkering on. So something you would have realized, he's actually upgraded his slingshot, for example. He started off with like a normal slingshot. He has a +2 slingshot now, because he's just made himself one. Yeah. Just out of mechanical scraps. So, yeah.
Huh.
He can't move around much. That is something that you would be informed of because of, well, the soul problem. So that's why he often just kind of goes, yeah, no, I understand. Keep me as a lookout. I can't, I'm not much help. I'm surprised you guys kept me alive. I don't know why you did that, but okay. I thank you, I guess. But yeah. That's what you're gonna know about that. So that's kind of your main drill down. So you don't have a single cannoneer. That's something that should be mentioned. So you need cannoneers. You are down essentially a proper assistant cook. And you're technically down a researcher. So yeah, I would mention you only have 2 cannons. You guys could buy more cannons if you wanted, but otherwise, if you're only sticking with the 2 cannons, you really only need 2 cannoneers. That's up to you. So
we only have 2 cannons.
We could probably just get one that can hop between the 2 cannons.
Yeah, I will mention the reason why you guys only have 2 cannons is because you guys are a medium-sized ship. And also the guy who made this for you guys was Kodama. He quite literally, he worked with the amount of money he had. He said, I'm going to take this amount, and that's what I'm going to work with, essentially. So he took, I think it was like 2,000 or 3,000, like, rupees out of, like, the chest that y'all found on Scrapyard Island, and literally just worked with what he had. Rustbreaker Island, sorry. With Rustbreaker Island. He just worked with what he had. So it's a very, very well-made ship, because it's a legendary shipwright you dealt with. But that still comes to the fact that there's still restrictions, money-wise, that he was able to do. So he had to sit down and go, alright, I've got to know everybody's comforts. They have the main necessities. I just can't give them the extra cannons. But he also was looking at the current crew y'all had and went, y'all don't even have a proper cannoneer. So, but I'm going to give you 2 cannons just in case. Like...
Okay.
Okay.
So, something else to keep in mind. If, like, yes, you guys now have, what is it, like 3 open rooms now, I think?
Yeah.
Something to keep in mind, technically, lookouts can share a room with other people. So technically you can have 5 open if you want the other 2 extras. Because lookouts are barely in the rooms half of the time. They're like almost never in the rooms, like unless they're sleeping. It is pretty easy that people can just like either just like swap beds and they're never like literally because like one person's like, alright, because you guys have 2 crow's nests, that's the thing. So technically you should be having 2 people up there at all times. And you've always had just
that's
one.
something else I want to look into.
Yeah, so you guys could try to get yourselves 2 more lookouts if you wanted. Just a recommendation. But that's just me, you know. I don't know.
Loki would recommend getting a sniper, like someone who can snipe specifically.
Other players you can also say if there's something specific that you want for the crew. Now's a good time to mention it to the captains. That
Yes,
you want to look
please.
out for.
Anything. I
Fair.
can't think of
Yeah.
anything.
Fair enough.
Like a lookout that is like a sniper. Since we're going to a gun area, it might actually
It's actually a good shot. Get it?
it might be
Shot.
viable. Haha, bang. Like, sure, it might take the bastard he only shoots once every other turn, but whoever he's shooting has a golf ball sized hole through their body.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it is.
Like the shots, it's like definitely one of the things that they don't attack every turn. But when they hit, if they actually hit their mark, it's gonna fucking sting. But yeah.
Oh no, I'm missing my hand.
Yeah. But that being said, I'm gonna be honest, because that is the case, we're gonna power into the day when you guys actually arrive in Baltair, because I'm actually excited to spend this island. So,
Fearless still needs to talk to Loki.
okay, real fast, do fast, walk fast. You're actively
It would
approaching
be-
Baltair.
It's like later that night that Kira.
It was the thing that she wanted to do before.
Gotcha, right, I forgot about that, apologies. This is why you gotta remind me of stuff.
I couldn't, you didn't stop talking.
I'm sorry. This is just when you. I'm gonna get. This is something I do put out there because I know I will keep things going because I like to have a constant flow. If you want to say something and I just won't shut the fuck up, feel free to go, hey. Because I will stop on a dime.
All right. But this is something that I know that Kirla asked Loki to want to talk to Loki, so I think it's more if she grabs him.
Yeah.
And Nis,
Mhm.
I would ask that this is a private conversation.
Okay. Isa and Reed, we will be back with you shortly.
Alright.
Okay. Yoink. Yoink.
Oh.
Yoink. Hello.
Oh, that's the wrong person. Hi, Isa.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Hi. Hold on.
That's
Real
nice to
quick,
meet-
hold up. Hello. Hi. You go back over here. And then you go over here. Hi. Sorry. Wrong one.
That took a minute.
I'm gonna need that. Hold up.
That's the wrong person.
Oh, man.
But
you,
in any case.
you want to change the music?
Mosaic. It's a mosaic term. Also, I don't hear mosaic.
Alright, we fixed. But yeah, go and start doing your thing.
Yeah. So,
Kirla would just pull Loki to the side into her room. And
I guess it's the captain's quarters because she's the captain.
she's still in her normal room for the moment.
He would honestly recommend the captain's quarters because it would be soundproof.
Fair enough. So she would go into the captain's quarters and she'd have Loki walk in, shut the door behind her. She would then walk over to Loki, just kind of drop to her knees and give him the biggest fucking hug he has ever gotten.
Hi.
And it would just be that thing of Loki could tell there's grief, sorrow, pain, and a bit of relief that somebody from her family's farm survived. She's not the only one.
So, you've got some explaining to do, and I know I have a lot. I think yours is going to be shorter, so I'd say you go first.
Kirla would just sit back and she'd go digging into her bag. And she would pull out a bottle of orcish rum and a pack of cigarettes.
Huh.
And she would just... I spent the first month looking everywhere.
Yeah.
I went through every inch of that city, every inch of the river, everywhere I could think of, trying to find you, asking everybody I could.
Yeah. I figured. I was hoping you wouldn't.
I'll be honest, by the second month I'd started to lose hope. But I still kept looking as passively as I could. We had things that needed to be done. The farm was almost ready for harvest. We had to do so many things. But I never stopped.
Yeah.
And then the first day that we were supposed to start selling, that's when it happened.
Okay.
Father and I had gone off down the river. We were going to head into the town, set up the shops like we always did.
Yeah.
And then people came out of nowhere and grabbed Father. They were yelling at him, trying to get something. He kept refusing. And he just kept looking at me and telling me to run. And then they shot him through the back.
Loki.
I took off running. And it wasn't until later that night that I made my way back to the house. And everything was burned. Everything was ash.
The crops that had been getting harvested were crunching and dead. Nobody survived.
I
I found Miko injured, singed. He still has scars on his paws from the fires. I thought I was the only one who survived. So, I ran. Kikis helped me get to here.
I hate to ask this before I explain my own thing. Did you see a symbol or anything? Any defining anything?
I'm gonna roll a history check. That is a nat 7. I don't think she did.
Nope.
Well, this is where I get to be honest. And I hate to say this way, but there's no better way for me to put it. I'm gonna be, and he would look at it, I'm gonna be explaining a lot. So yeah. I haven't been honest in a lot of ways. Not by choice, more by necessity. First off, my name is not Loki, nor is my last name Ishu. I made that name up. And it's been a fake name that I've been using for, God, probably since I was 16, since my family was killed. And there's a simple reason why. And I'm not what I appear. The witch, I already know, Lavana, she knows what I am. She knows the truth. As did Jackal. I'm not a kitsune. There's a reason I can drink as much as I can, and there's a reason I can take as much brutality as I can. This is a... He would kind of like open and close his hands as a sort of like... It's a transformation more than a... I'm not a changeling. I wish it was that simple. No.
Does it have to do with why you smell like a snake?
Yes, I am a demigorgon. I am a black, armored, venomous bloodline demigorgon. And it's less of the fact I'm a demigorgon that's the problem. It's more of who my father was. That is the issue. My father, and he would say this, my father was Insa Essa, the venomous demigorgon. He had a bounty. I never found out what it was. But my father had made a lot of enemies. Far more than he'd made allies. And it wasn't until he met my mother that he stopped what he'd been doing. And for 16 years, I existed. I was born and I lived with my mother and my father. We pretended to be kitsunes. Or at least, I did. And so did my father. I think my mother
Right. My mother was just a Yonti. She didn't truly... She knew who my father was, but she kept his secret. I'm pretty sure it's my fault my family's dead. My father always told me to be careful when it came to using my name. So I only ever told people my first name. The one time it slipped. And then they came. It felt like a damn army. My father fought, and I fled. Since I was 16, I have been running. I have packed up, moved, and started a new life so many times. I know many pirates. Not all of them I'm in good relations with. I know a lot of powerful people. But I will be honest. I'm nowhere near as young as I look. Another reason why you might not recognize my father's name is because he's been dead for, I think by now, about 80 years. Being a demigorgon, I don't age normally. I live very long, and I have seen more than my fair share of death. I have packed up and left so many lives. And I have left pirate crews because I viewed my life, my existence, as being a nuisance to them. I left because I noticed there were hunters getting curious. I left because I wanted to protect you guys. I see either that fucking backfired or it was just something else that happened. But for as little as I think it should be worth, I'm done running. And I'll likely be honest with the crew, at least to the extent of who I am, or what I am. At some point. But I viewed lying as being the only safe way to guarantee the people I met didn't get killed. Didn't get killed by the damn monster hunters who viewed them as harbingers of evil. I have a few allies, but I also have many enemies. But fuck it. I'm done running. If they're going to kill me, I'm gonna make them earn it. I've got a debt to pay, and damn it, at this point, it'll never be paid. So long as you're alive, you're stuck with me. Whether it's on a pirate crew, or I'm killed, keeping you or someone else on this crew alive. But I can assure you, at least as far as I'm aware, I'll come back if I'm killed. And even then, if I'm killed again, I'd probably gun to fight my way back anyways. I'm not leaving again. I've reset my life too many times. But yeah. It's why I drink. It's also why I smoke. I formed the smoking habit because my father suggested it. He knew hiding my scent would help. And after a bit, drinking just popped in. Because I haven't even kept track of how many people I've had to leave behind. I don't know. I kept tabs of a few, notably of which is actually Genesis, the Anubis that is running the casino we'll go to after Voltaire. He harbored me for a year, maybe 2. I don't know. So I think for another time, but I know a lot of people, and my experiences will become ever clearer the more you actually see what I am and how I fight. Hell, I'm not even fighting with my proper weapons. My proper weapons broke.
What are your proper weapons?
I fought with spiked chains. That was my preferred method of fighting. But, actually, before I got to your island, before I got to the desert when I was harbored by someone else, they found me fighting for my life. And, I broke my weapons in that fight. It was actually that same pirate that helped me, that gave me the war picks I now use. He also gave the only thing left that I have from my original strength that I've kind of lost from, well, the 2 years of being a farmhand didn't help my strength. It kind of dwindled because I didn't need it. I was safe, which was both good and bad. Good because I was finally safe. Bad because now I'm weaker. It's fine. It seems I'm about the same strength as everyone else, so I'll make do. But this tome is all I have left. But yeah.
Well, then I think first and foremost, we should replace your weapons.
I'm gonna talk to...
Kashesha might be able to help.
I'll talk to Genesis. He might be able to help me. But regardless, that's all from me. Yeah.
You're not fighting this alone anymore.
Grand.
I'm not letting you run away. Not again.
I appreciate it. Well, in any case, I'll let you get some sleep. I need to go find a room, or I'm just gonna keep sleeping on the top deck. And he just... and he just heads out with fucking volition as, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Are we good to go?
Yep.
Yep.
All
We
right.
can go back.
Hello, people.
Oh,
Hello,
good. So,
motherfuckers.
good. Have we reached the island yet?
Yes, we have. They wanted to get the last little bit done, and
Oh,
it was
okay,
needed.
good.
It was a lore drop, so
Okay, good.
We had to get that out of the way. That's something that's been
Been sitting there for a
needed to be
while.
said for a while.
Yeah, again,
Okay.
it was one of those things that was supposed to happen sessions back and didn't get to. So yeah.
I'm so sorry. I am so sorry.
I'm so curious now.
Well, now
Oh,
it's
man.
time. Well, now it's time for me to steal the spotlight back. I have money. I need to make some money.
Yes, sir. You and Ublex get to head with
Yes.
Shin. Go find
Good.
someone.
Also, where's the music?
Oh yeah, right. I gotta reshare the music for you guys, don't I? It doesn't just transfer over. Yeah,
Chance.
right. I should do that. There you are.
Make
Boing.
sure that it can actually see all of the people too, because remember the last time you just tried switching over and it didn't work?
Yeah, I double checked. Don't worry. The reason why I did it last time was because I dragged myself into the VC rather than clicking. So apparently, dragging myself into a VC, or someone else drags me into a different VC thing, it just fucks up the PNG. Because I think like Acrid dragged me in one time, so that way I didn't have to because I asked him to. And then I look back over, my PNG's gone. I'm like, So yeah, but if I just leave and rejoin, it's fine. But yeah, so Shin will essentially wait for both Usagi and Ublex to be ready to go, and they will probably be the first ones probably leaving the boat. I'll be real. So you guys are essentially going out into Baltair. Now I actually want to describe a little bit Baltair because this is kind of needs to be understood. This is a little bit different compared to other islands you've been in the past. Because, yes, it is hot. It's not as hot as Gal, but it's got some steam to it, right? So, the Harrigan might be a little sweaty. Don't worry about it. Your sweat molecules, I think, shows up on your lips for Harrigan. You just don't get it on your forehead. Don't worry about it, buddy. If I remember correctly. That's how sweat for rabbits work. But that being said, you are essentially in like a Wild West-ish type of area. Like you've got like that fucking dried up like bushes that could end up becoming tumbleweeds eventually. You have these like rickety like wooden like houses that have been put together, and then there's some like nicer ones. It's kind of like a mix. Some of the houses you see are like kind of like it's like that one good gust might knock that over, and you look over at another one, it's like perfectly stable because it has like the proper logs and like rock that they've used to like set it up. Very like log cabins type of like thing. The pavement for the roads and everything, it is like rocks just kind of like dug into random holes into the ground. So it's like a mixture of dirt and rock. It's not like proper pavement, proper roading. You'd also see that there are people actually riding horses on this island. Y'all haven't seen people actually use horses on any of the islands y'all have been to, or really mounts. The only other place that you've been to that you've seen mounts be used is Gao. And that's because it was such a big country. You'd see people using desert lizards. Or using the surfboard things that you used from before. But, that being said, you can see there's people, a lot of the people here are like walking around, hopefully not with jackets. One of the things that I should probably mention, this is like one of those towns where it is like almost a straight shoot. Like everything is just one big long street. There's like
that's convenient.
Yeah, there's like two.
Well,
or
that
three
means it'll probably be easy to find things.
Yes. There's like 2 or 3 like areas where it kind of cuts off a little, and that's probably where people go and live. But basically, all the normal like shops, that sort of stuff, they've kind of condensed down to one long ass street. And there seems to be something that leads off past like the road when it ends. It seems to go off somewhere. And it's something that should be mentioned. Are y'all docking at a port, or are y'all just docking off to the sides? I've been trying to make sure I ask that every time you go to the islands, but I know sometimes I forget. So are y'all docking at the docks?
Probably.
I think for the sake of actually having Kashishe able to buy the supplies that are necessary and get them onto the boat easier.
Yeah.
We would be at the docks.
Okay, so I will say this, in Guildart will make sure essentially you would see that he would go near to like an end area of like the docks, like near the end, and you'll all see that once he gets there, he'll start taking down the sails. Because there is a Navy ship. Fun thing about criminal islands like this, yes, they are swarming with criminals, but it also means that there are always going to be a few dumbasses that are like, alright, let's fucking get these guys. Let's fucking get these criminal. And there's like, it's like, sometimes it works out for them. Sometimes they get their ass handed to them because they walked into like a bee's nest and poked it.
Yeah.
It's 50-50 when they do shit like this. So, yeah, but there is like that one Navy one. So it's like, it's obviously like Gildar kind of parks it. Just like, just in case. I'd rather not. But yeah, you guys can start heading out. So essentially, you two, I just want to make sure, Issa, you are here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I want to make sure. Yeah, cool. Yeah, so you, Ublex, and Usagi, the two of you, are essentially would go ahead with Shin, and you guys will start walking down the area. You guys go down this same, like, long-ass road probably like 5 or 10 minutes. And I'm actually going to do this because since you guys are basically going near the end area, so because of that, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to read out all the shit that you can do here because y'all are literally passing by everything. This was not planned, by the way. I'm literally just realizing since we're doing y'all's bit first, you would literally get to know everything that's here that you can do. So, things of interest that you might find interesting that you might want to check out, it's up to you. Okay. There's a tavern, as always. There's a swirling horn, is what it's called. There's also a store called the Paprika 101.
The what?
Paprika 101. Not sure what that is. You might have to look into that one. But you do know that at one point you hear a big boom when you're passing by it. There's the mines, which seems to be like, you know, like how I say, like, oh, it seems to go somewhere when the road ends. You can see that there's a trail with like a sign saying the mines. So if you wanted to go mining, you actually can as pirates. That is an option if you want to try and get some ore to sell. There's a church, so there is an active area for a god. If you look into that, you can find out what type. Fair enough. There is also a monastery, which are normally used by monks in worship of a specific god as well. So there's a church and a monastery.
Possibly more interesting.
Fair enough. There's also 4 more things I should mention just for you guys, just for the heck of it. Potion Keep. Yeah. The Potion Keep, I think that's a fairly obvious one. This is a potion store. The Gold Crest Guild Building.
Okay.
The training grounds and the stables. So they just have like an area that you pass by, like right when you're starting to get near, like it's one of the last things you pass is the training grounds. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like you're passing by and you can see just people just, essentially, they probably paid like a few like rupees, probably just like 5 rupees or something. But they essentially just get to go into the place and just fucking start just wailing on dummies, essentially, just testing shit out. So, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, you can essentially just go down, following Shen. You'd get near the end, and you see this one turn to the right, where there's like an alleyway, kind of like in between. It's kind of like in between some buildings, and you start heading into a neighborhood area.
Okay.
And you would see just like it's okay, neighborhood area. You can see some log cabins, that sort of thing. You don't really ever really see that many people that are actually at their house. A lot of these people probably stay busy. It's like a small ghost town. Because something that you can kind of just lightly know is something they can probably pick up on, specifically you Soggy, because you've actually been to places like this. You can very easily put together the reason why these buildings might be so rickety is because this is a gold mining town. Meaning eventually, this island, some islands have been known for this, and you've been to 2 or 3 of these in your past time, just traveling, before you start becoming a proper pirate, is that there are islands where they constantly regenerate gold and ores that can be sold.
Ooh.
Just because the way the earth has been made by the god of nature, Lin, over time these things will continue to reform. So these type of islands, they will make a town so they can like crazily just excavate everything they can get their hands on till that mine goes dry. And then they move. They leave that entire town. That bit of that town becomes a ghost town. And then they have to go build it until they find. So they go to the next mine that they can find, and they build a whole new town, a whole new harbor. So you can probably guess, most likely at this point, they've just been cycling between ghost towns and then just reclaiming them essentially.
Okay.
Yeah,
Weird.
that's just
Weird,
a
but
fun little
okay.
information. Yeah.
Weird, but okay.
Yep. I mean, it's kind of just how the economy works for an island like this. It's how they make their money and continue sustaining life.
Right.
But that being said, you would start to get into like this little area. You start getting near this like shadier area, and you would see like just like off to the side, in like just like an alleyway area. It's that thing like, oh, it's alleyway. Yeah, it's like 2 log cabins that are like really fucking shaky. There's just like a guy just standing there. As you can probably guess, he's probably been waiting for you guys. As you'll actually see a man, I'm going to pull him up. I'm going to get you the image. Here you go.
Okay.
As you would see this guy. It is this like drow.
Is he blushing?
It's more of like it's like light blush, but it could also just be because of the heat that some of that heat's just kind of making him naturally flustered. Some people are like that. But you can
Fair.
see this drow. It is drow, to be fair. Drows are used to way colder temperatures because they're normally in caves.
Yeah.
So it might just be
Okay.
he's in like a hot area, so it's like, okay, well, my body's not used to this, but I'm gonna live with it. You can see this like light-skinned, it's like a grayish light skin, like drow with white hair, kind of like this bushy, and it kind of goes like down to like essentially right past the chin, a little bit past that, like almost down to the shoulders. Kind of like yellowish eyes. He has this like charcoal grayish, and then some blackish kind of like vest, like kind of like dressed up shirt, essentially, with like a little pendant near the collar area, and like a black robe similar to what Shindeo wears, funny enough. And he has these like black dress pants, and he has like a few like silvered earrings in specifically his left ear, and he seems to be holding a book, and black gloves, by the way. As you would hear Shindeo just call out to him and just go, "Right, sir, it's good to see you again." You'd see him just kind of close the book and look up, and you'd see him just kind of go, "Oh, it's good to see you. I haven't seen you in a hot minute. I'm guessing these are the companions you talked about." "Yes. This is Usagi over here. Your possible... the one that needs hooking up when it comes to the money side of things. This is Ublex." "Well, let's let you
Hello?
meet you." "Pleasure."
Slime was too shy to speak.
I see that on your said I saw that. I missed something. Isa?
I saw that, Issa.
I fucking knew you'd like this character with that. I fucking knew it.
Oh shit.
I swear to God.
I think I
You make fun of me. Man, you make fun of Usagi for being a thirsty bastard. But then,
This is all for shits and giggles. This isn't in
Ublex isn't any
character.
better.
This isn't in character. This is just me.
Dude, I've pinged down what Issa likes, apparently, I guess. So,
Oh boy.
yeah, you would
Like
see...
the pretty ones.
Man, this is what I said. This is what I fucking told Acrid like an hour or two ago, like before session.
Yep.
I was talking about like, you know, I was like sitting here, I was like, you know, I think Issa's gonna like this character. It seems like she likes for the pretty boys, and I was right.
This is pretty anything.
You know what?
Spammy.
I
in
get it.
general.
I get it. Oh. You see him just look to you and just kind of go, "The name's Rut, sir. Good to meet you." "Right, well, I'll get Usagi dealt with first. I'll be right back with you, and we can catch up and talk if you want. Ublex and Shindeo. Right, Ublex. Or not Ublex, I'm sorry, I have to get the names down. Usagi, you said you had things to sell. Of what sort?"
Oh yeah. Quite a lot of valuable objects from a certain castle. Little things like hairbrushes. Basically, a lot of everyday objects, but they're coated in gold. So
I understand.
I'm certain that they'd be worth something. Also some ancient coin from our treasury.
That sounds interesting. Right, well, I can definitely get you hold of the person. In fact, you see the house that we're near, the one to the left, not the right one. Don't go to that one. She's fucking crazy.
Yes.
If you go to the one on the right, knock on the door, let them know that Shin is the one that's sending you. It's a good friend
Okay,
of mine.
what?
I've known him for a long time.
Noted, thank you. Who's in the other house?
Right. Are you sure you want to know? Just...
I can't properly stay away if I don't know a little more details.
Let's just say, there's a Tanuki Lupin that's been known to, he likes to mess around with demolition, and, he's blown his house to smithereens a few times. That being said, the reason why I say he, even though I used she, is because he's the one who owns the house. The one I warned you about is the woman. She's...
Lives there.
his wife. is terrifying. That is a, if I remember correctly, I think she's a dragonborn. I think they're called Murthols or something of that sort. They're essentially lizard catfish people. They're known for
what?
stealth.
Does he sell his explosives? Because
Yeah, he
that
might.
be something I could.
Oh,
Um,
God.
Noted. I will have to visit.
Right, I just recommend something real quick. If you want safer ones that have a more captured explosion, I'd recommend going to a store called the Paprika 101.
All right. I saw that place to my way in.
Yes. If you want something unstable that might be able to level 2 or 3 buildings, he's your man.
Okay, never mind.
Sold.
Alright,
Oh, God.
okay.
I wish I was there. I'd be buying his whole stock.
Noted. Thank you for the information.
Of course.
I'm gonna go to the house. I'm gonna go to the house on the right and knock. Knock, knock.
The right?
Or no, the other one.
Okay.
The correct one.
Okay.
The correct one.
Dude, I felt my heart drop. I was like, oh shit.
Sorry, the wrong one. I mean, the correct. Sorry,
You're
very
good.
left.
You're good. Dude, it's bad when the DM feels their fucking heart sink. Okay, so.
Jeez.
I had that moment. I had that moment with the party. I said, "Don't open the door," and someone almost did.
Right. Okay. So yeah. Right. Here's the thing. Right. Okay. So you go and knock on this door, and
Yes.
this is a person that actually will not have a picture.
Okay.
But you essentially see, and there's a reason for it, because
Uh-oh.
when they open the door, you see an amalgamation of a person.
Oh my.
So you're looking at someone who is essentially a mixture, and I quote, of these said races of Drow, of Shonian, specifically the Cherubim bloodline, of Glavasker, of Dwarf, and on top of that, Greater Demon.
Okay.
It's that thing of they have the Greater Demon's horns, the skin of the Drow, they have acid just kind of, like, naturally dripping from, like, their, like, veins, essentially, in their, like, pores. So that thing of, like, their pores are constantly glowing this, like, bright green because of it. It's, like, sickly green, but it's not enough to where it's actually dripping out and, like, seeping through the floor because acid. They're just an amalgamation. There's not a good way to describe them. Like, when you see them, your brain's not comprehending everything you're seeing. But this guy's mainly wearing this, like, black robe to cover the majority of his face and the majority of his body. That's just, like, the bits you can see. You would see him just kind of go, "Who are you? How can I help you?"
What? Well, the name is Usagi Dorobo. Shin sent me. He told me that you could give me a fair price for a fairly wide assortment of somewhat valuable items.
Right. Of course. Come in. We don't want to do this out
I
in
just
the open.
post. Oh wait, that's the wrong fucking picture.
Not
that.
piece of a room. I didn't even get to read that.
1 minute. That's the wrong one.
What did you send?
What did you say? What was that about?
It was a meme, but
Oh,
it was a
fair.
meme.
I
I'll send
wanna
it
see the
properly
meme.
later.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
I'll send it later. Give me a minute. I was
Me.
trying to post.
Okay.
I was trying to post this.
Dude, yeah, you
Oh.
caught a lot. So, in total, you were trying to sell him a pocket watch, 1 ancient coin, a long stick made of gold with a bell, rich people soap, 2 shampoo bottles, 2 conditioner,
Basically,
gold airbrush.
okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Here's the meme.
So, let me grab my phone actually, because I'm actually going to need a calculator. So let me take off my headphones for a quick second. This was going to require a fucking calculator.
He sent me a new
Y'all are
room,
gonna
but
make
mine
some
is a
good
freak.
fucking money from this. So,
Okay.
Let me sit down.
Also more. Also, more importantly, I'd like to use my inquisitive mechanics skill to get something for to guess what the ancient coin in particular is worth.
Sure, go for it.
That's the only thing I'm really concerned about, because that thing's probably valuable.
Oh yeah? If anything's probably valuable, it's probably most likely that.
That's it! Oh, that was nearly a nat 20. Are you fucking kidding me,
did
man?
Did it, like, hover over it type of thing?
It was a 14. It was on it for like a second, and then it rolled away.
So you can kind of at least ballpark this ancient coin is probably around like...
I do beat the DC. So.
Yeah, you do beat the DC. So you're able to ballpark. This thing is, with it being an ancient coin, and actually this is where I need you to re-jog my memory just slightly. Was this the ancient coin from the Missing Island, or is this the one from Gao?
This was the Gao.
Okay,
all of the stuff's from Gao.
All right, just want to double check, because I was pretty sure you had sold the other one, but I just want to double check.
No, I did.
Okay.
I did sell that.
Cool. So, they'd be able to tell you this ancient coin alone, just from your inquisitive thing, you can tell this thing's probably worth around 4,000 rupees.
Oh! Okay.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I knew my stealing things would be helpful.
Yes, sir. So, I'm actually going to pull up a calculator here, right? So, I'm just going to tell you outright. So, and I'm just going to go down the list. And if there's more than one of them, just tell me how many you have in total of that said thing. So I don't have to like bounce between guest room, bedroom 1 and 2 while I'm typing all this stuff in. So we have the 4,000 from that, right? And then you have the pocket watch. Now, just to double check, remember correctly, that came from there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's another 1,500.
Oh.
Those are like the two big ones.
Okay.
So you have a long stick made of gold with a belt. There's only 2 of those, right?
That's correct.
Okay, so those are around, I'd say, 300 each. So that's 600.
Oof.
Then you have the rich people soap. It is soap, so it
four of them.
Yeah, so this is like, okay, 4 of them in total. So that's 50 each, so that's 200 from that.
Good.
And then you have the shampoo bottles. That's 4 of those, correct?
4.
Okay,
yes.
So that's like another 200.
Okay.
Then you have the conditioner. You only have 2 of those, if I understand right.
That's correct.
So that's going to be 100.
You did get the 4 shampoo bottles, right?
Yes, I did.
Okay, good.
Yep,
okay.
Yep. And then on top of that, you have the golden hairbrush. You have 2 of those.
Times 2.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's another 400 right there. And then
two
handheld
handheld mirrors with gold handles.
Okay. So that means in total that would have been 500 each. That's another 1,000. So you make 8,000 gold. You can make 8,000 rupees. That's it's that thing like with the estimation. I'm gonna be honest. You can just estimate all that shit's around. That's what it should be worth, and that is exactly what he offers you. Like on the dime, 8,000 rupees. Cool.
Sold.
Yeah.
I see no scam afoot. I'm just gonna take it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Hell
okay. First thing I'm gonna do is run back to the ship real fast and drop off like 7,400 of that in the group fund.
You should probably write that down so you remember, about 100%.
Where was the last group fund listed?
I think it's in. You guys had it in the crew. Honestly, what I might do, you can just go and type it in the crew. But eventually, I think what we'll do is we'll just make a channel for just group fund, so that way it's not clogging up the crew. So you guys can actually just see the NPC visual stuff that you need.
Now I will add 600 to my personal stash.
Hell yeah.
That's a good proportion, isn't it?
Yeah. Damn good one.
Listen, I guarantee I will be spending most of this on, good things like, bombs.
Heck yeah.
Controlled bombs.
Controlled. Oh, you don't want ones that can possibly go off on the ship at any point?
No! No, I don't want that. I live there.
Valid.
But yes,
Oh,
I'm gonna go drop that off at the group fund.
Okay, cool.
And make sure to tell people that it's there this time.
Oh yeah.
Oh, there's a whole thing that Kirla's gonna do with that.
Yeah, you see
What, all
Kasheshe,
the money?
Kisheshe's already gearing to start taking stuff out of the group fund so he can start getting supplies.
If you go to Pirate Talk, you'll see the things that Kirla wants to set up.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh,
Well,
Make
yeah.
group funds easier to find and keep track of. I assume it would just be a box.
It's literally that thing of she's going to be moving the barrel to a more central location
Fair.
Fair.
so that, you know, it's easier to find and you don't have to ask the captain every time you want to go into it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay. Okay. Next.
All right.
Let's go to that pepper. How the fuck do you pronounce that name?
Paprika.
That store. Thank you. Paprika.
Paprika 101. Funny enough, I'm pretty sure paprika is like a spice or something.
Paprika
Paprika.
is in fact a spice.
Yeah.
It is... I'm trying to remember where it's from.
I don't
wanna
remember. We're gonna keep.
Was that the
this going.
last one?
It's I think it's bell
1,400,
pepper.
14,000. Was that the last one, or is that
No,
taking
that
into account?
I had a question because as far as I know, I heard Kisheshe, he mentioned last session that it was going to cost about 750. Is that still accurate? Or
That is still accurate. 750 rupees just to get new supplies for the wood. So you can go and mine
Okay.
that.
I already did.
We're gonna, before you head over to the paprika while you're back on your way, we are going to very quickly hop over to Ublex for a little bit, just for a little sec.
Okay.
As he would look over to Ublex and just go, right, well, while your friend is, you know, getting the treasure sold and all that, well, it's good to meet you. I've heard some things, at least, about you, from via letter, which is honestly probably the best communication I've ever gotten from Shen.
Oh really? I hope they're all good things. I'm guessing that's why you're not surprised. That's why I'm a little slime.
No.
Usually people are taken aback that I'm a blue slime.
No, if anything, I find it rather interesting. I've always loved knowledge, that sort of thing. If I find it, if anything, just a bit on the interesting side. I have been looking into, I don't know if you've heard about it, though, from my understanding, you're connected to it, the whole slime whore thing that got out and all that's going on. I've been trying to look into that. I find that rather interesting, at the very least.
Yeah.
Yes.
That slime thing. Yeah, I need to
Yes.
figure out more about that too.
Well-
That would explain much about my past. I wasn't born a slime.
Yeah, you feel a little
You looks good, trauma dump.
You feel a little ping in the back of your head. Just front is a little ping. Do you open the ping?
Yeah.
My sigil, whenever you want to talk to me, just get some honey. It's behind the tavern.
Okay.
So you know how to get a hold of your patron.
Hippie.
Yeah. But yeah, he would just go, well, either way, right. Shindeo paid for this, so I should give this to you. This is something I was selling, and I sold him everything. I sold the man that you saw he's dealing with, essentially everything else, but he wanted this personally for you, so let me actually give it to you here. As he starts to pull out an amulet. Now, something you can tell, straight away, this is definitely a very much more, like, Shen type of, like, you know, gift. I'm gonna send a picture of it. I actually have a picture for this thing. As he hands you an amulet.
That's so cool.
If you equip it, and I'm going to make it after session, so you can actually add it to your inventory next session. It is an amulet that will give you a +2 to your spell attacks and DCs. And on top of that, it'll give you the option to use Animate Undead once a day without using a pack slot.
What?
Uh-huh. As he would just look
Oh my god.
Yeah. He would just look to you and just go, this is an old amulet I used to use when I was first learning to be a wizard. So, a good friend of mine gave it to me back when I used to go to the monasteries for Koskin. And, well, eventually I changed deities, which thankfully Shin very well responds to. It's just I couldn't bring myself to go after people and kill them because the god of death wants it. I understand his morals and I respect them, but I can't bring myself to do that. But I'm fine with killing people if they deserve it. simply because they cheated death, it just didn't sit with me well in the long run of things. He's got a harder... Shin, he has a little bit of a harder heart than what I do, at the very least. But that should allow you, if you kill someone, or if someone's dead and you're in a dire situation, you should be able to bring back the dead temporarily with that amulet.
Holy. So cool. Like, I can't. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shindy. Thank you.
You see Shin
This is
just...
so cool.
You see Shin just kind of give a smile and just kind of go, yeah, I'm happy to. I saw you
You
having...
really want?
Hmm?
You really want me to have this?
Of course, yes.
Oh
I mean, you, after all, at the end of the day, you take care of the crew, you cook for us, and I don't know how to reciprocate this. I don't know how to reciprocate what have mentioned to each other emotionally. This is my way of doing that.
Every day I fall more and more in love with you.
You'd see, actually, funny enough, for once, the most stoic motherfucker. You see his face slightly get red. Just a little.
Oh boy.
Crazy work.
Dude, again, it's the thing, like, he just kind of gets a smile and just go, well, right, do you want to catch up with Rutzer and I, or you can just go do your own thing, but I haven't talked with my friend here in a good while. But I'm glad that I at least were able to get you an amulet that I was waiting to get you for a while.
I will definitely keep this on me. I need to talk to my patron, at some point. But I would love to join you for the rest of the day.
Of course.
Sure.
We're heading to the
I take
Swirling
care of
Tavern.
I do need to grab some honey, so... Do you have anywhere where I can buy some honey?
And you see Rutzer just kind of look at you and just kind of go, well, actually, I think you could get it from the tavern. That or you could just go to any of the marketplaces. There's a few, like, right near... I think there's literally a grocery store, like, 2 more blocks down past the Swirling Tavern on our way over there.
The grocery... Do you know if it'll cost more at the tavern than the grocery store? Because I'm thinking of buying a lot of honey. Just
Most likely, the taverns would, because their honey is imported. Though any honey here is imported. The marketplace's one is imported too. We can't grow honey here because we don't have the nature life for it. But it's different merchants that are shipping it. I think the tavern charges more because the merchants are a little bit more pricey with the ones they work with. But their honey is nicer quality, so yeah. But if you're using it to summon or to deal with your patron, from my understanding, that probably doesn't matter.
No, it's not.
Well, if you want, you can join us, and then after you're done, you can go to the marketplace, or you can just go do it. You can meet up with us once you're done with your patron.
I have not seen my patron in a while, so I will have to go to the marketplace.
That's fair. Well, we'll see you over at the Swirling Tavern. You'll know where to see it.
Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Of course. And yeah, you can start heading on over to the Swirling Tavern. You saw you was heading to the Paprika 101, and let me ask for the other two, Acrid and Ethel, and Lindry. Dude, Anya became Lindry now. Acrid and Anya, where are you guys going? What are you doing?
Kirla's helping out Kisheshe with getting the supplies for what's needed on the boat.
You gotcha.
Oh.
Right. So you see, Marhai said 750. So you see with the 750, like a good 500 of it just goes to getting planks for reinforcing. And for like repairs, that sort of thing. The other like 250 goes to like essentially everything else that would be needed, like the nails, that sort of thing. You'd also see that he does use a bit of his own money for something else, because he does actually go out of his way to go buy mechanical and metallic bits, probably so he can actually start working on that shield, like finish the shield bearer he's been working on. He had to stop at one point because he just ran out of materials.
Hirla is also going to take Benjamin,
Mhm.
and she's going to try to find a couple of watchers to kind of help lessen the load on him.
Hell yeah. So, you're trying to get watchers for Benjamin.
Yeah.
So 2 more lookouts, essentially. Cool. Now, keep in mind, you don't have to find lookouts specifically in this island, so take your time on finding your people. I don't want you guys to rush and pick NPCs you don't want on the crew in the long run. Because that also
Yeah, but
does
if we're
matter.
looking for a sniper, that'll
This'll-
probably be easiest to find here.
There's a good shot. But another shot is there's also a shot you can find a sniper in like some of the future areas. Like there is a shot you can find one at a casino because they would have shit like that. But this is literally an island that is geared for like gunslinging. That is like their shit.
Yeah.
So
we're probably better off at the casino looking for a sniper.
It's 50-50. You never know what you might find here. Like, it still doesn't hurt to look. So, where are you going to look for recruitment? I guess that's the question that should be asked.
Is there like a shooting range or somewhere?
There is, as mentioned, there is a training grounds area.
Okay, then that's where we're headed.
Okay, so you're heading to training grounds. Yeah, because, like, 2 best places you can normally find gunslingers is training grounds and the taverns. So you're
If they
heading
can't
there.
find anything at the training grounds, then they'll head to the taverns.
Alright, Loki, what about you?
Okay, so Loki runs into this is something that I just realized.
Mm-hmm.
Loki at this day when he woke up, people would have noticed that he was kind of stumbling around a bit
Mm-hmm.
and didn't look great. Like he looked almost ill.
Okay.
And it'd be the point where he goes and finds Gildart, because he's recognized that Gildart drinks almost fucking religiously.
Yep.
And he just goes, hey,
Oh, sorry. No, that's not the voice. Maybe I don't fucking know. I'm
You'll
still
find
trying.
it.
I'll find it.
You'll find it. I have to ask, bloody hell, there's 2 of you.
Oh, I
Oh,
know
there's
what you
you-
need. Come here. And he fucking grabs you by the shoulder, and you see him slam his foot down on a random plank, and you see a fucking bottle fly up. You don't know how long that bottle's been there. That's a new plank. And you see him
Girl
snatch
literally
it,
gave him a
pop the
bottle
cork,
last night.
and just go, drink it.
He drinks it. So here's the thing, right?
Huh.
He drank that. So he needs a bottle of alcohol every day.
Oh,
Yep.
As
Wait, is this...
Loki's an alcoholic. It's a very light one, but he still is. He drinks a lot.
Yep. He has
So it was a thing of, like,
fluffy
he
for
would-
this. So yeah, it's the actual thing.
I asked for these debuffs
Fair enough.
because it made sense for the character considering the bullshit he's had to put up with his life. But it's that thing of like, whenever he's not on alcohol, he looks like when he ran into y'all, he'd had a drink. He looks more drunk when he's sober.
Oh man.
At this point, his body functions normally on alcohol better than it does when he's off of it.
Oh god. Right. You see him just kind of like pat you on the back and just go, "All right, head to a tavern. Get that shit fixed."
Yeah. Also, I would be happy to help you restock on alcohol because now that there's, I know you drink from what I can tell. You seem
Yeah.
to drink a lot, which I can respect.
Oh, yeah.
I would be happy to help you restock because with the 2 of us, we might go through a lot more than normal.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No. You want to know something? You see that lifeboat? You see like the little rowboat, the lifeboat, essentially.
Yeah.
I haven't told anyone this because they never use it. But
Uh-huh.
and you see him lower it down, and you see he has been actively making in barrels, just barrels of fucking rum. He's like, give it a few more weeks. And he just fucking reels it back up with like the ropes.
He just sees Loki just go, mint. And just
They'll
fucking
never know.
All right, because I won't say shit. Just walks away. Because as far as he cares, he's an accomplice now. He can't be seen with it.
Yeah.
But also, he needs alcohol.
Yeah. So essentially, you get to the tavern. Eventually, he'll meet up with you in the tavern.
Hell yeah.
So
Loki heads over to the tavern, mainly because there is like he has. I'm guessing that was a beer. What bottle did he give him?
Oh, he gave you. I'll roll at you, see what type he gave you, because he just kicked a plank and had some alcohol. All right. So you've got this time a fucking changeling special, buddy. You've got changeling whiskey.
Oh boy.
You realize the thing about
That's
changeling
insane.
whiskey is weirdly sweet for whiskey.
Oh.
But it's still got kind of like that bit of a kick, that little bit of a spice when it goes down your throat. So it's almost like, oh, that's sweet. Oh, God.
Luckily enough for Loki, his second favorite
Yeah.
drink is whiskey.
Yeah,
so
so
he
it
gets the
worked
beer.
out
He's like,
for him.
oh, okay, great. Do I have to? I'm guessing I need to make a con save.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sad.
yeah. You still got our con saves.
Yeah, I know. Actually, holy shit. That is a 25.
25? Alright, cool. Yeah, no, you're fine.
Cool.
Yeah, if you drink like your normal alcohols you drink, then I probably won't make you roll a con save unless you drink a lot more than what you actually need. But with the
Yeah.
more ones that you're not really used to, like the changeling one, I'll be like, alright. Yeah, roll.
Yeah, no, his the 3 drinks he usually always goes for is Orcish rum, whiskey, and bourbon.
Yep. So,
Those
by
are
the way,
his 3 preferred drinks.
I want to mention something. We are starting to run a little low on time, so what we're going to do is that I'm just going to bounce to each one of you guys, and we're going to do one thing with you guys each to kind of like start wrapping
Okay.
this up, so that way you guys don't. I'm trying to do as much as I can to bounce between y'all. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So we're
I've
gonna,
done more than enough. You can just have the rest of it go to them.
okay, cool. So we're gonna bounce over to Usagi because you had the paprika, and then we'll
Good,
bounce over to Ublex for the patron, and then we'll bounce to Loki very quickly just for a quick little tavern thing or two, and then yeah. Sound good?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do it. All right, so Usagi, you head to the Paprika 101. I, for
Correct.
once, actually have a picture for this fucking merchant. It's not gonna be on OBS because I'm not gonna bother. Because it's just a merchant. But the reason why is because this is more of a unique person. That's why I have the image. You can
Okay.
see that the person running it is this like charcoal-skinned fire genasi. His hair literally just being made of fire, kind of like the pointy ears like an elf.
Alright.
It's just kind of like
Okay.
blacksmith-esque kind of like apron, but kind of like this like
My
white
one?
pop-collared
Alright.
shirt and kind of like black pants. Something I will mention though, in that picture, his shirt looks spotless. It is covered in soot. You can
Okay.
see on the wall probably where things have sometimes gone awry. Because, he's messing around with explosives, he's messing around with, like, gunpowder, from what you can tell. He is
Okay.
essentially the guy that people go to get their gunpowder, their bullets, to get their guns made. He is the guy that makes their TNT. He is, like, which TNT is actually really big for a place like this, because with, mines and stuff like that, they're chucking that shit. So his stuff, he's like, this is a guy where it's like you walk in, like normally merchant stores, stuff like this, you'll see like a customer or two. There's actually like a line you have to wait in. Like you're just
great.
standing there like at the like looking at the shelves and stuff because there's like 5 other people in front of you.
Okay, my one question: are there smoke bombs? This is.
I will check. I will
I'm
actually
not-
check. 'cause
I'm not
this
sure.
Mhm.
I'm not sure if that would entirely be in his wheelhouse, but
Yeah, I will check for you just in case. He's a demolitionist, like gun like smith more than anything. But
oh
never
yeah,
will
but
check.
theoretically, it was just a blank. Then
Yeah.
I assume that would be not too difficult for him to make.
Yeah. Funny enough, he does. It's those are one of those ones where like you can see where it's like all the other stuff, like you can see where he has like the guns and ammunition, that sort of stuff you can buy, just like up on like wooden shelves that he has built onto this place. But you can see where he has like essentially behind the counter is just a like you can see it through like glass, but you can see that like it's a very thick layer of glass. Like if you punched it, you probably wouldn't be able to break it type of glass.
Okay.
Like glass display case where he has like some of the more like, all right, this is the shit that like fucks a person up. So you can see where he has like a few smoke bombs made there. He doesn't have a lot made, probably because that's probably not a big selling thing for his people.
Is there a price tag?
It looks like there is a price tag. It looks like he's selling one for 75 rupees. So if you bought 3 in total, he has 4. You're looking, if you bought all 4, then that's like 280 rupees.
I'll buy all 4.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you can get
it
up
might
to
be
the
useful. It'll be useful to have these things.
Yeah, so yeah, you kind of like get through this line. It takes like a few minutes. He's like selling people some gunpowder, that sort of stuff. There's like one guy that's putting in commission because he wants a very specific type of gun made, that sort of thing. And then you finally get to him, and it's like, all right, what do you want? Type of thing.
I'll take those smoke bombs, please. All of them.
Understood. That would be 280.
Sold. Puts it on the counter.
Hell yeah.
Perfect. And after that, I'm gonna just assume that Usagi's gonna be trying to get wasted at the tavern.
That's valid. So you head over to the tavern.
Conveniently, isn't that where Loki is?
That's where Loki is heading. He'll be there before you get there. But yeah, that's where he is. No. That's where Ublex is gonna be heading over there too. So it's y'all just gonna be congregating. Ublex, you patron now. So you head to like behind. You get like your honey. It costs you 2 rupees. It's not that expensive. It's like a jar of honey. You can definitely use this multiple times. I guess just you can grab a ration, type in honey, and then you can type a charge because we can't give it actual charges because of the way it is. So just like type 9/10. Because you've used it 1 time already. So you can use it 10 times in total. You've already used it once. So you have 9 more times you can use it before you'll be out of honey. Yeah. It's a decent sized jar. So yeah, you basically, you just go to the back of the tavern. There's this big sigil that only you can see because you're the one that follows the patron. You basically just pour honey, as you did before in the past, just on that circle. And then the light begins to shine, and you're fucking in her domain.
Oh, shit.
As she would be sitting just in a rocking chair, as she's like, I feel like where you can just see that she's just reading a book. As Hemilicia would just look up and just go, "Oh, Ublex, good, you're here. How are you doing?"
I learned a lot more things about myself recently.
Oh?
Not doing so well.
Oh, pray tell? What did you learn? I can't say, I wish I could tell you things, but gods.
Yes, I understand completely. I've learned that. I mean, it's pretty obvious that I was a slime, but I was actually an arcane wizard in the past, and I had a wife dead. Boo, wife dead. And then,
right.
Yeah, and I have a missing son. My son's probably a teenager right now.
I'll do some
A
looking
little bit
into
of
that.
existential dread.
Well, I've got some news for you. As well. And this is good news. Good news. I'll look into your teenager, see if I can find something on your child. So, here's what I know, right? When you head to the casino area, there's a man, a warlord there, known as Genesis. If you can try to get on good terms with him, I think, from my understanding, he might be able to get you pointed in a direction. About possibly, well, what's the word? He might be able to get you in a direction into finding another island dealing with the slime. From my understanding, he has some information on that I don't have. So, if you get a hold of him, because I know we need to start looking into this. Otherwise, your world is doomed.
Yes, we have. We are running low on time.
The Eldritch.
I have no idea where to look.
Yes. That will be a good start. Getting a hold of Genesis, she should be able to point you in a direction. I know there's an island that is near his casino that is infected. The problem is I don't know which way. Otherwise, I'd give you another waypoint like I did before. However, I know that he knows. Because I've done some snooping. I've been able to get that much, but since I live in a completely different dimension, it's a bit hard for me to get completely nosy the way I'd prefer to. Fact is, Gistendor does need to be stopped. That horror, that Eldritch horror, if it gets to sit around for a year, your world is essentially only going to be comprised of slime. Meaning it won't be livable for anybody that isn't a plasmoid or doesn't require food, water, oxygen, that sort of thing.
Holy shit. Yeah, I knew he was bad. I knew it was like something to get into, but it's just like, thank you for telling me where to go.
Of course,
I
of
will
course.
definitely talk to Genesis and figure out how to get to the island, how to stop the slime, because maybe that will also help me be back to who I was, and hopefully the world doesn't turn all this into slime.
I genuinely hope. I don't want to see your world burn or anything of the sort. You have a rather interesting world. It's almost a complete parallel to mine. I'm in a boring world. I don't have any of those races. It's just humans.
It's just humans.
Yes. We have,
Really?
Yes, well, okay, so I guess you can learn a little about me. I'm a hermit. I've learned to, well, avoid society. They've been slowly destroying my world, at least when it comes to the nature side of things. They've been overcapitalizing. There's a bunch of countries that have been waging war. It's just chaos. There used to be other races, but, they were essentially persecuted by the humans, so, which is sad to see.
It's very sad.
But, since your world doesn't have that sort of thing, I'd like to learn as much as possible, and I'd like to see it live on. It seems to at least have more hope than what mine does, so I'll use my magic as much as I can to help out.
I will do my best to Militia.
I appreciate it.
I am in debt to you.
I know, but it's okay. Unlike some witches, I won't be holding it over your head. Oh, right.
I greatly appreciate that.
Just quick little thing. Right. Your curse.
Yeah.
I've realized you're going to need a certain help from a very specific person who has many parallels of himself in multiple worlds. He actually used to be in my world. And, or at least a version of him was in my world. And when they basically purged all the races, he basically looked to the world and essentially, let's just say he rose to godhood and purged 90% of humans off the planet of the Earth.
Jesus.
And then left. There's a man known as the Hell's Cleric. I knew him in
I
a
was
personal...
told about him.
Yes, I knew him in a more personal manner. I knew him as his original name, which is Renegade Castell.
Renegade Castell.
Yes, Renegade Castell. He's genuinely a good man. When he saw people just doing persecutions, that's when he drew the line. But overall, he means well, and the version in your world is a different version of him. From what I understand, he's going around just from island to island, just healing people. That's literally all he's doing. He's just going around healing people. He doesn't charge anybody anything. I think he can fix your curse if you want to go back to being a human. I understand if not. Or at least, at the very least, he might be able to look in more to how possibly to fix the slimes. He might be able to even undo what the slimes are doing, which is literally corrupting the world and changing it into what it is. However, since he's essentially a form of an eldritch god that's choosing to walk upon the mortal plane, he's not allowed to directly interact with the world. But if per se you go to him, where he's put his hut at temporarily, then the gods can't be mad at him. From what I know, there's 2 islands. No, it's not 2 islands. It's going to be the island before the Fae. I don't know that island's name, but I can see that he's there. He just parked there. As long as you keep your speed you've been keeping, you should be able to get to him in time before he moves again.
Okay. I do enjoy being a slime for now, but I would like to be a human again at some point. It would also probably help my child recognize who I am.
I get that. Well,
Perchance.
of course. You should be on your way. I think you have 2 friends in a tavern waiting for you.
That I do.
All right. Well,
Is it?
it's been nice seeing you again. You have a good travel. Stay safe. Don't get yourself harmed.
I'll try my best not to get hurt. Just
All
like
right.
a little bit, maybe. Yeah, well, I am traveling with pirates.
Of course, of course. A little bit of harm is going to come this way. Just don't get yourself killed.
I will.
All right.
Thank you so much, Hemelisha.
Of
It's
course.
always appreciated.
I'm happy to be of help. All right. Well, ta-ta. She
Time to
waves her
save
finger.
Earth.
She waved her finger as you would teleport out. And you'd be back in the mortal plane. And I'll be honest, that is probably where we will wrap it off as Loki begins making his way into the tavern in the process. And we'll pick it up from there. We got a lot of roleplay done, actually. I'm really happy. And we got so much done today.
That was awesome. It's awesome.
Oh,
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 I didn't like say that.
Dude, that was a new vocab from Ethan over there. But
Oh,
thank you guys all for watching this episode. You can find the Rum and Harbor campaign both on Spotify and on YouTube under the same name, the Lost Harbor Tavern, where you can find not just the Rum and Harbor campaign, you can find some one-shots, you can find a Hidden Garden campaign, the Brothel campaign, you can find YouTube Shorts, by the way, as well. And you want to know something else? You want to know something else? Something that's really cool about it? We have a second channel. And all those campaigns are also on that same area on Spotify. But if you go to the Lost Shipyard on YouTube, you can find some cool and interesting campaigns. Because right now, we have the Sanity campaign going on. We finished the Amnesia campaign. The Duped campaign is actively finally being released, and it's coming out. We have our 3rd episode that got recorded pretty recently. We're going to be recording the 4th tomorrow. So we're going to start getting like those things starting to get pumped out. And lastly, eventually we're going to have another campaign after that. We already got something planned for that, so it's going to be real fun. Just quick little reminder, not this upload, but the next upload, there will be a missing, because I will be at my brother's wedding, so there will be no Rum and Harbor. So just, you know, keep tuned, keep updated. We'd love to have you guys. Keep a like, maybe leave a like, maybe comment, maybe subscribe, maybe comment a little bit more. Maybe comment a 2nd time, or a 3rd time, it's up to you. Alright, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next episode. Bye-bye!
Bye.